She even has the nice bottle. What is this? Why do you hate
You know
me?
Sylvia way too much, way too well to know you don't just give her a plastic water bottle.
I didn't know what else to put it in.
Pause.
Hey, yo.
Nice. Yay. We're so back.
We are.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Whew. I think I put on deodorant. Pretty sure I
I
did.
hope
if
you
you start
did,
smelling
yes.
me, and I'm going
Sorry,
like this.
Sylvia. Please tell him something.
This is why I'm wearing this
Yeah,
shirt.
right.
Team Paulina.
Wow.
Just kidding.
What's up, guys? My name is Mario.
My name is Sylvia.
My name's Pao.
Welcome back to another Vive con Huevos podcast.
We're so back, baby.
It has been a long time.
It has.
Feels a little weird. I feel like every single episode, these past like 4 episodes,
I
we've
know,
been
I'm
saying
sorry,
that
you guys. But we're back.
we're
actually back.
We're gonna be a lot more consistent. We don't have any money to travel.
Okay. The next 3
I
weekends,
know.
we're going somewhere.
After when this
going to
drops, it probably will be
Barcelona.
like in another 2 weeks. So
It's okay.
it's okay.
We
Those,
have.
those are small travel plans. These are
Yeah.
talking about like big expenses.
Right.
But anyways, we're back. I'm sorry for the inconsistency. We're gonna try to be on it. We have dedicated
No, we are
days
going
now.
to be on it. We're
There's
not
no
gonna
try.
Pause. But yeah, well, we hope you guys enjoyed Sylvia's Instagram takeover. That was a lot of fun. At least the little bits and
tried.
pieces that I looked at, because I mean, you had the whole day, and by the time I actually got my phone back and like checked everything, it was
Yeah, some of it was
había
gone.
pasado.
Really?
mucho,
I
yeah.
saw it all.
I thought about doing like a highlight reel and
Yeah.
saving it all on there, which you can. You
We
can still
still
go back
can,
and
I
do
mean, you
Yeah.
can go to the archives and
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
we still
did see
can,
it
yeah.
all from like when you guys were leaving to get your hair done and then all the way through the end of the night.
Yeah. So we hope you guys enjoyed it all. It was honestly a lot of fun.
Are we
Take a
going to
backup
clarify when
charger.
she took over the Instagram account? What if there's somebody listening that doesn't know that?
Yeah, I'll get there.
Oh.
Jumping.
Well, I didn't. Okay, sorry, I didn't know we were being secretive over here.
You want to carry the podcast? No, it's fine.
I mean, I think I do sometimes.
Damn.
Shots fired.
I'm just go downstairs now, man. But no, Sylvia did take the wedding day takeover, the Vive con Huevos takeover. We haven't gotten our video back just yet.
No, it's gonna be a couple weeks.
Yeah, so we're hoping to share that with you guys pretty soon. Sylvia, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Let me. How did it feel taking over the Instagram for
It was
a bit?
fun. But
Did it-
then I felt like I let you guys down because you always have backup chargers and I
Oh.
didn't have
Oh,
one. So at
you-
the end of the night, I was like, bye. I have 5% battery.
I think did you text me or did you put it on the
I put
stories?
it on the
You put it
story, but I was
stories,
like, I have
yeah.
5%. Sorry, Mario. Bye.
Yeah. But I feel like you made it pretty far
made
through
it
the
pretty
I made
night,
far,
it
right?
far, yeah.
You
I
should've-
didn't. I barely made it to the part where we changed into
Oh,
these
okay,
shirts.
yeah, and which I
then
feel like-
I gave like a selfie of the shirt, and then
And then it ended.
I ended it. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting hot.
Sorry, guys. Mario has issues.
He forgot what it was like to be in a room with 2 Latina Aries women.
Did you turn off the AC?
No, but it's at like 71, I think. 70?
Oh. Okay.
Because then it gets like cold and you guys are wearing short
Yeah.
shorts. So I didn't want to make you guys
Thank
uncomfortable. Thinking of you guys. Yeah, sorry. I do have issues. I have a lot of sweating issues on my face.
I do too.
I
actually.
got
Not
that
right now,
Botox thing done.
Before the
Oh.
wedding, yeah.
Yeah, right before
Did
the
it
wedding.
work? No.
No. I need my $300 back.
Yeah.
But it was worth a shot. You know, I mean, I wasn't gonna know obviously if it was gonna work or not unless I did it. But I think it did work a little bit. Maybe just not to where I needed it to.
Yeah. Did you get it on your face? Like
Yeah,
temples
on my
and stuff?
forehead.
Yeah.
It felt like I was getting a tattoo on my face. That's what it felt like.
Really? Did it
Yeah.
hurt you?
It did. A shit ton.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I have like a video of him and he's like clenching a pillow.
Literally.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because what it is, it's
Are you,
It's
are
like
you
the
sensitive to
microneedling.
pain?
depends on what it is.
Like for your tattoos, did those hurt you?
No, this didn't hurt at all. The shading hurt like after a while because it's a lot
For
of
sure,
shading.
it's just annoying. Yeah.
I think it was just, I don't know if like the skin on your face is a little bit thinner,
it is.
and then also like this is my arm, like it's fat.
You couldn't microneedle.
No,
That
I don't
shit
think
would
he'd be
kill
able
you.
to.
No,
Yeah.
even like the derma roller thing, like that shit fucking, it doesn't hurt me. Depends obviously because
Oh,
you have
like-
control over the pressure. But like even just putting it on, I'm like,
tender.
yeah.
Well, the Botox is applied with like a derma pen.
Yeah.
So it's like a bunch of like it's like the little needle kind of. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a like low key tattoo
my-
that they're
yeah.
doing
Yeah.
on your face. So now you know what it feels like to get a face tattoo.
Yeah. So for clarity, it's not like actual Botox. Like they're not injecting.
Well, it is. It's like superficial Botox
Yeah.
basically. It's
Like they
a,
put the
fully
serum
injected.
on my forehead, and then with the little derma needle thing, they run it.
That's basically what microneedling is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really don't feel like it worked that much. I do, however, maybe Paulina pointed this out, and maybe because I'm hyper asphyxiated now with like where I'm sweating and how much I'm sweating. I feel like now like my arms get like extra glistening. So like maybe it did work. It just like
And
I
it's just
said,
going somewhere else.
yeah.
I also think, I think you just sweat so much
I
that
sweat
like
a
it was
shit
hard
ton.
for it to completely control it. But like what I was telling him is that he was gauging his sweat like when he would go work or go work out, and it's like you're obviously still going to sweat during those times because
For
it's just
sure.
natural. Like that'd be weird. But it was more of a like if you're just kind of hanging out, like are you just sitting there sweating? You know?
Yeah.
And because he was so focused on if he was sweating or not, I think that would like even cause him to sweat
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
You know?
That causes
So-
me, like, I'll walk into certain workout rooms and already I'm just like, and even as I'm explaining right before I teach, I start to get a little glistening because
Yeah.
I'm just like, you're already in it.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, this.
Like your adrenaline
Yeah.
is pumping.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like it did work at the church. Like, I didn't feel like I saw you sweating a ton
I
at
wasn't,
the church,
and
and
I-
that was like your main concern.
That was my main concern. I actually like got these. Shout out to my homie, my trainer Sonny. He had recommended these postpartum wipies that women use to like cool their bodies down, right? So technically,
Aw. I
technically,
didn't know it was.
yeah, technically, but they're like disposable ones, which actually came in super clutch. Like they didn't cool me down like a lot, but it felt like
Just a little refresh.
yeah, like an alcohol. Like
Yeah.
you know when you put alcohol on and it feels that you feel that little like nice little cold breeze. Like that's what it felt like. So I like wrapped it in my handkerchief. I wrapped a few in my handkerchief,
Yeah.
and like whenever I would like pat my sweat, I would like and the wind would come in. It felt like it was cooling me down a little bit.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty
so
nice.
like, kind of worked too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, if you haven't noticed, we're gonna recap the wedding today. We do have a lot to go over because I feel like a lot of the wedding was kind of kept secret. A lot of the happenings, particularly.
But we didn't really talk detail at all.
No, like,
Yeah.
and it was really hard. Like specifically, like the Dr. Simi keeping that a secret for a year was killing
Damn.
me.
Yeah, that was hard.
That
Yeah.
was a fun one.
Yeah, because we did say we were like nobody can know about this because this is gonna be like the one that's gonna like hype people up like crazy. And there was a
Yes.
few people that were invited to the wedding that like have an obsession with Dr.
I know.
Simi. Yeah,
And they
He's
were like
a-
looking for his little mono
Yeah, like,
everywhere. And I
all
was
over
like, what the
Oaxaca and
fuck?
stuff.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize that was like such a big thing.
Yeah, so like it kind of started blowing up recently. He's always been kind of like a little
For
like
sure.
superstar in Mexico, right? But recently it started blowing up because they have like Similandias now, and like there's one in
Yeah.
in
What
the
Tijuana.
hell?
They just opened one.
And they sell like all types of like Dr. Simi merch,
Yeah.
like keychains, socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My original plan, and I mean, here I go telling people what I didn't get to do, but was to go to Similandia and buy different type of merch and like throw
And
it out
throw
the
it,
way
yeah.
we did with the Dr. Simi. There was just so much going on, and I was like, okay, like we'll just get
Yeah.
what we got, and like it's fine, you know. But yeah, it's crazy. Like there's one in Mexico City that is like huge. It's a whole museum. Like I don't know. There's like a really big like crowd. He has a huge
That's
crowd
so
following.
funny.
So it's like cute, but we knew that the Dr. Simi was gonna like hype people up, so we didn't want people to be
I
like
loved
expecting it.
the cart that it came
The
with.
shot
Oh,
with,
the
like,
little
carritos,
shot
yeah.
carrito, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but let's start from the beginning.
Yeah,
Jesus, where should we start? Like the wedding planning?
like from day one.
Yeah,
Wow, we're gonna recap that far. All right.
a little bit.
I
yeah.
mean, I love talking about our wedding.
Yeah,
so
I think
your
it was
wedding
just-
be here all
lit
day
as fuck.
long.
Listen, like there was not one person that said that like our wedding was not fucking lit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And they couldn't. It's funny because it was Pat's first wedding ever.
yeah.
And I was like, you're so fucked.
Yeah. Nothing's going to be this fun anymore.
You're never going to be able to go to a wedding and be like, this was really fun.
No. And now every single wedding, he's going to
gonna
compare
top
to the first experience.
The first experience.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what makes it
He's
hard,
screwed.
you know? Because
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, like I've gone to fun weddings, like past weddings that I've
For
gone
sure.
to, I still say like they were really fun, you know? And I'm sure I'll go to other ones that I'll
Not
feel
like
the
this,
same.
though.
No.
But it's just
Nothing's gonna
different.
top
Well,
this one.
No.
I'm trying to be a little humble here, you guys.
No,
You
this
don't
is,
need
this
to
is,
be.
I guess
This,
I'm
this
not
is,
gonna
this
be
is the
humble.
one
You have
time where you
permission.
cannot be humble.
No.
This was,
It was a good fucking wedding.
Yeah.
It was a great wedding.
I definitely do agree.
I do want to know though what your thought process was, because I did love that you had something that engaged people every hour. So like you never realized how long things were happening.
Right.
Until you would like get a little tired and then something else would happen and you would like have to get up and go again.
which is funny because they're actually called happenings.
Yeah, they are.
No, I know. So I want to know your brainstorming process behind how you chose everything.
Okay, so when we started planning the wedding, I was like, I want my wedding to be long. Like, I don't want it to end abruptly. Like, I didn't want people to be like on the dance floor and then like we just had to
turn
go
the lights
home.
on. Closing time.
Yeah. When we
One last call for
Yeah,
alcohol.
exactly. We didn't want that. So when we started to plan the day, I guess I just like at the beginning, I really didn't put together that our church was at 1 p.m., you know, and that we had paid for the hall until 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And to me, it was like, oh yeah, girl, fun and games until I really, until we like really started to do like the hour by hour that I was like, holy shit.
Which was
we got a
funny.
lot of time to fill.
Long day.
Which
yeah.
was funny because when they told us originally the spot we had until 2, but the owners of Betty Basal, where we had the reception, was like,
Which
okay,
is beautiful, by the way.
it was
stunning.
amazing. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But like we'll let you be here until 3, and even then, Paulina and I were still like guessing, like we're like like we kind of wanted to go like past 3.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad we didn't do past 3.
But then also because we were comparing it to other weddings that we have gone to, but they've also started later.
Yeah.
And so that was the thing where it was like, I just didn't put 2 and 2 together where like all the other weddings we've been to have always been like afternoon weddings.
Yeah.
And so like the
They start
church
at, like,
part
4,
or that,
6.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I was starting at 1, you know, and
Yeah.
then we had all these other things to do. So the thought process behind the happenings was that I needed people to continue the party. And so it was like, if I do one happening and then we don't do anything, like people are just going to start phasing out way earlier
Yeah.
than we would want people to phase out. And so we were like, okay, we just need to keep people entertained. And that's how it happened. Like, it was like, okay, we're going to start with the Dr. Simi. So aside from the happenings, it was
Yeah.
also the food.
Yeah.
Like, we knew that we needed to have food throughout the night
Yeah.
because our dinner was early on. It was like, I think it was started at 5:30. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
1:30, 2:33.
Like
Yeah, like at 5.
5-ish.
So was like, if we wait until the midnight food, that's too
Yeah.
late. Like, there needs to be something in
Snacks.
between.
People need
So it was like, if it wasn't happening, it was the food, or if it wasn't the food, it was the merch, or if you know,
Yeah.
like it was like something happening at least every hour to either bring people back onto the dance floor or get people back up from their table. Because I know that like naturally you're gonna gravitate back towards your table. You're gonna sit down, your feet start to hurt,
Yeah.
like you want to eat something.
I
you
did
know?
have one moment I got yelled at.
I yelled at everybody. I was like, why the fuck
She's
you
like,
sitting
why are you
down?
sitting down? I was like, oh my God.
I was like,
I had the shirt on. I was like,
Crying.
You're right.
I went
That's
into
why,
the
because you guys were supposed to be the hype crew at
Yeah.
that time, and you guys were sitting, and I was like, come on, let's go.
Sorry.
Any
It
other
was
time of the
5
day.
minutes.
I know. And then I felt bad. I was like, oh, I should have just let
No.
them.
I was going up to like everybody that went out the night before, and I was like, I need to see the energy that I saw in everybody's stories right now.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, naturally, people gravitate back to like sitting down. I'm one of those people, and that's the thing. I'm 100% guilty of like having a great time at my chair.
Yeah.
Like, I just am. Like, I'll get up to go to the dance floor once in a while and like be there and stuff. But
Even when we
generally,
go
like,
to events, I feel like you and I are like little
Yeah.
booth bunnies.
Yeah.
And we're just like sitting in our little booth and we're like, yeah.
Mario's over there.
I'm happy here. Yeah.
Mario's doing all the work running around the whole place and we're like,
Right there.
look
just
at our
in
flag.
chair. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. That's just how I am too. So it wouldn't upset me when I would see people sitting down because it's like I am that person too. But because of all the things that we planned out, I did want people on the dance floor.
For sure.
Just because like I knew things would start. Like
Picking
you would
up,
miss
like,
those little
up,
moments if you weren't standing on the dance floor, basically. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, the thought process behind it was just like we need to keep people entertained.
Yeah.
And we can't just expect the DJ to do all the work all night because he had great music, and that is something that like one of the compliments we received the most was like I have nothing to complain about. Like my only complaint is I was never able to sit because the DJ's song, like the songs were always really good, you know? And so like, yeah, he did a great job, but you still need like that little assistance of like, what can we bring in? Because it wasn't going to keep people on the dance floor all night. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, you crushed it.
Yeah.
It was all great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we first started planning the wedding, that was definitely something we spoke about a lot. Cause I was like, okay, it's just such a long day. What can we do? Like, how can we keep people entertained? And that was our main focus the whole time. Like our coordinators did everything. Yeah. And like Mario and I's focus was like, how do we keep our people happy? And because we know our people, like our coordinators don't know our guests, you know? So it was like, you guys figure out. So when we started planning, it was like, okay, 3 priorities, right? The food, like the food needs to be good.
Yeah.
And that was actually something that Mario and I went back and forth on because I feel like wedding food is never good, regardless of how much money you spend on it.
For sure.
And
I've been to, I can count on one hand, and I've been to quite a few weddings where like I remember the food being really good and I still have fingers left over when I count those weddings.
Yeah. And so even like after we had already hired our catering, I like questioned it and I was like, did we just like make a mistake? Because it was probably if it wasn't the most expensive part of the wedding, it was like the second most expensive, but I'm pretty sure it was the most expensive vendor. And so I remember thinking to myself, like, did we make a mistake? Like, should we have just gone with a different vendor that maybe wasn't as expensive, knowing that like people always have something to complain about when it comes to food. So no matter,
your food was fucking delicious from the cocktail hour on.
Yeah, a lot of it was like you kind of start second guessing yourself because it's like there's so many different food food taste, you know, and like people like either like spicy or they don't like a lot of condiments or like, you know, or they like it more bland or whatever it is, you know, or
you get the vegetarians and people that don't eat meat.
So you kind of start second guessing yourself once we made like the final like decision. Okay, these are the plates we want for like the cocktail hour. This is el plato fuerte. And you're like, fuck, like Pao said, like, did we make the right choice? Like, is it going to be good enough? For me, a lot of my worry was like my mom, because like she has gastric issues. Yeah. So she can't eat things that are like heavily, like have a lot of condiments in it. Yeah, or seasoning. So I was like, fuck, like, should I just get her like some unseasoned chicken and rice? And so at one point you kind of had to like let that go.
We can never have just like a salad.
How come we can't ever have just like a salad?
Be grateful, Juan Pablo. Today is especially delicious.
So that's where it kind of gets hard, that like second, and like for everything, I don't know about Pao, like, but for me too, it was like the happenings too. Like we knew it was gonna be fun, but like you keep on seeing like different things on TikTok, and you're like, fuck, I kind of want to do this, but we already made this decision. Should we change it? Yeah. Or like, should we add this? But then there was just so much going on. I think there was something at least every hour and a half.
Yeah. Every hour. And it started, and we actually at the wedding started to speed things up because people were getting drunk and like tired. And so we started moving things, like shifted things like 15 minutes.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Release Dr. Simi.
Yeah. No, Marisa came up to me at one point and she's like, hey, like, I'm going to start moving things up. I see you're like, tus invitados ya están como que bien ambientados. And I was like, 100%, like, let's do it. So I'm glad that we did do that. But yeah, I mean, to echo Mario's sentiment, I kind of felt the same way. The only 2 things I second guessed myself with was the food. Because again, people always have some shit to say, sure. And that's just how I feel.
You just can't make everybody happy with food, regardless. That's nothing you can control. Yeah.
And the alcohol was another really big one for me because I was like, I know my friends, I know my people, like they can drink.
Yeah, we can pack it,
and it's a long day, so like there needs to be alcohol throughout the day. But once we actually started like making the decisions, it was like, oh, is this a lot? Is this too much? Like I had made a list of like how many
you
bottles.
telling me that she was like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
And you're like,
she basically told us like the most I've seen a wedding drink is 40 bottles. And that was like,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
what
and
kind
she
of
was like,
tame
and
ass
that-
wedding are people going
she was
to?
like, that's a wedding that also swore that like their guests were like very como ambientados. And I was like, okay, 40 bottles. And I did the math and I was like, how, like about like that's a little bit less than half a bottle per person. And I was like, I honestly do think my people would drink at least half a bottle. Like you're drinking all night, you know?
Yeah.
So we ended up buying, I'd have to do the math again because we ended up adding a couple more at the end.
It's like
but
close to 50.
no, I think we were over. I think
Were
we
we?
ended up doing about 54 bottles.
Yeah. I believe it. That shit was lit.
Yeah. And there was only 2 full bottles of tequila left, 1 Gran Malo, and everything else was like little
Empezado.
bits.
Yeah.
And there was just like 3-4 bottles left that were like just a little bit left, you know?
Yeah.
And the beer was completely gone. We actually ended up ordering more beer throughout the wedding. And so like those were the 2 things that I like second guessed myself that like I knew I shouldn't have second guessed myself on. You know, like we've gotten amazing compliments on the food from everybody. And I have asked very specific people that I know will give me true feedback because it's like I still want to know if it sucked. I want to know, and like, oh well, there's nothing I can do about it anymore, but like I would want to know like how people actually felt. I think during this whole planning process, I think Mario feels the same way. We really thought about like every single person invited.
You didn't miss a single detail, like from top to bottom. And even like the cigar rolling table was so amazing. And I remember you telling me, he was like, I was surprised that so many women came up. But
And
like,
that was
you
kind
just,
of like
you
a-
know your people
That
really
was kind
well.
of like a last minute addition too, because
I'm so glad you added that. They're so delicious. I have 4 at home.
Really? I kept on. I actually, and it's funny that he said that because I kept on going back and forth when we were like looking at the cigars, and I was like, should I get it? Should we not get it? Like, I know some of my friends like it. I know I know you like it. I know Meli likes it. So I was like, is this enough or is this too much?
Is it worth it?
Yeah. Is it going to be worth it? Are people even going to like it? Or nomás va a estar
We
ahí
cleared him
parado?
out.
Yeah. That's the one. That's like my one regret is that we didn't get more. Like I wish we would have, you
For
know.
anybody that didn't get any, I'm not sorry. He gave me little baggies and he was like, you could fit up to 2. I was like, bet. I want 2 of those and 2 of those. And I'll take one of those for right now.
He messaged me during cuando estaba repartiendo when everybody was like swarming him. He's like, I had to set 4 aside or 2 little packs aside for you because I'm running out.
Okay, you can have one of mine if you want.
No, he gave us 2
He
little
gave us some.
packs.
Yeah. He also like sent me like a shipment of 20. So like downstairs I have a shit ton.
They're
you know?
just not with the little label.
With the PM.
Like,
They're
okay.
his actual like his branding and everything. But that was like something else where we were like, I was like kind of second guessing if is it going to be good? Are people going to like it? Should we even do this?
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
He was great. Those were some of the best cigars I think I've ever had.
Wow.
Actually, and I like cigars a lot.
Yeah, no,
but they were delicious.
Gabe said the same thing. He
Yeah.
said that he had really good tobacco. That the tobacco leaf was really
they
good.
were delicious.
Shout out
So-
Alberto.
Yeah, shout out. I mean, we'll give definitely all of our vendors deserve all of their flowers. Like they did amazing. When Marisa, our wedding coordinator, when we had our first meeting, well, the first meeting I ever had with her, I had by myself because we had just decided not to get married in San Miguel de Allende.
Oh yeah.
And she popped up and she was like available the next day at like 3 p.m. I was at work. I remember I was like, I'm just going to take this like initial call with her because we had already taken so many coordinator calls that I was like, it's fine. We've done the work together.
Yeah.
Like, let me just take this one and see how I feel. And I took it. And I remember she asked me like, what are your goals for this wedding? And I was like, listen, like I have a lot of goals for this wedding. And if I had endless money, like I would throw a crazy wedding, right? But I obviously have a budget to work with. And I just want you to give me your best people. I'll make that decision. At the end of the day, like Mario and I will make the decision if we want to pay for your best people or if we want to look
we
for
just wanna know who
something
they are.
else. But I want you to like just recommend me your best people because this is what I need a coordinator for. Like I don't know anybody in Oaxaca. I don't have anybody that can vouch for me out there. So like that's why like we need your services. And I really do think she delivered some of her best people. Like for sure for sure she presented me with her best people and we for sure made the decision on some and like we had to like make decisions, right? And so but at the end of the day, like I think they were the best people for us regardless of, you know. So definitely the catering. She vouched for our catering up and down. She was like, you will not have anything better in Oaxaca than them. And the amazing part is that they're also a restaurant. So you could just go back to Oaxaca and have exactly what we ate at my
which
wedding.
one?
Catedral.
Ah, that's right.
It's like right on the corner. You know the building for sure.
I
We
think
walked past
we
it.
stayed like a block away from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where our Airbnb was.
It's very close to what is it?
Zócalo,
Hotel.
¿no?
Ajá, está cerca al Zócalo, pero ¿cuál es el otro hotel muy conocido en Oaxaca ahorita? Bueno, no ahorita, pero that they made it into it used to be
where the priest lived, no?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll remember right now. But it's se llama Catedral el restaurante y es muy rico. Nosotros la primera vez
I'm trying to think of it. I'm like, what is it called?
I know.
It's like I can see it, but
I
I
remember
can't,
right now. The first time that we met Marisa in Oaxaca, she took us to eat there. And she was like, let's go eat here so you can try their food. They're one of the caterers that I'm going to present you with. And we were like, okay, let's go. And we loved everything. Like everything we ate, we were like, oh, wow, this is all really good.
I tried a little bit of everything because even the desserts, I was able to try like both.
I know. Most people did, which makes me happy because they were both very different, but very good.
The pineapple one was...
Yeah, that was Mario's decision.
That one was my favorite.
Yeah, that one was really good.
I have a funny story about that.
Yeah.
I'll tell it later.
So we went to eat there and we were like, yeah, this is really good, whatever. And so we decided to go with them. But then that's where my second guessing started. Like, of course a restaurant is good. Like, of course you're going to cook one dish for one person. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, but when you
mass produce, like,
what's that look like?
How can you tell me it's gonna be this good?
Quality control.
Yeah.
And she told me, she was like, it's gonna be this good, like, don't worry about it. And I was like, all right, like, I'm just gonna have to trust you on this. And I'm very glad we trusted her because they definitely
she did not lead you astray.
Blew it out of the
on
park.
Anything.
No,
even the arrangements and like it was just so. And the dance floor, you told me they hand painted.
They hand painted the dance floor all night, the night before the wedding.
Yeah, it was like you could tell that not a single detail was spared, and like everything was really thoughtful and intentional. And even as the night went on, it was just like, oh, you could tell. And then I remember I looked over at you at one point because the saxophonist was playing a J Balvin song, and you smiled, and I was like, this bitch thought of everything. This man over here serenading me to daddy. Yeah.
When we met with him, I would watch like his videos on Instagram and stuff. So I was like, okay, he does play. Because there was a guy on TikTok that I saw, and I think he's in Guadalajara, that I was like, this is the guy that I want at the wedding, because he would also play like Karin Leon and just like a bunch of different music that we like. He played Bad Bunny, you know? And so I was like, this is who I want. And then Marisa was like, I really have someone local that like is just as good, if not better, like if you're willing to listen to him. And I was like, like, I'm open to it, you know? And the time we went in March, he actually met us at Expendio Tradición, where our tornaboda was. Yeah. And he played for us. He played like 3 or 4 songs, which was really nice. That's cool. Yeah. It was really nice. It was definitely one of those experiences that you'll never get again, you know? Yeah. And I remember sitting there, like, because it was my mom, Meli, Mario, and I. And we were in Vale, which is the other coordinator. Yeah. And he was just like playing songs, and everybody in the restaurant was like, what is going on? Like, why is he playing them this music? And, you know, and then like sitting down with them.
They're like, tell the street performer that this is not the place.
Yeah.
which is funny because I thought he was just like a performer for like the restaurant when we got there.
You didn't realize that?
I didn't realize that was him.
That's so funny.
I was also, that day was just such a long day for us, because that was the day we did like the food tasting. We were just going up and down. We were doing everywhere. So much. And then earlier that day, I had an edible. So my day was even longer. So
he's like, wow. So everybody here in Oaxaca is so gifted.
So that was actually the last stop of the day, and I was exhausted. I was like, I just want to go. And next thing I see the guy coming in with like, he had boxes because he had a little speaker, he had a sax. And I was all right, some live music. It's pretty dope.
That's true, because he didn't introduce himself before he started playing. But I knew who he was. So okay.
And then he just started setting up, and I was like, all right.
The gummies kicking in, and he's like,
no, wait till I get to the food story. You're going to love that one. But so he's like setting up, and I was like, all right, let's bet it's going to be dinner and a show. Pretty cool. Yeah. So he's actually playing, but he's like, all his attention is on us. And I'm like, it's kind of weird. Like, you have a whole ass restaurant. Like, why aren't you walking around, my dude?
Really working
where's
for
the
this
crowd
tip?
work?
Yeah. And then it finally hit me. He's like, oh, this is the sax guy that's gonna play at our wedding.
Yeah.
He was already done talking to us, no? But no, it was honestly a lot of fun. And shout out to Marisa, and like, honestly, her whole crew of coordinators. They did such an amazing job. And I'm pretty sure I said this on one of the episodes where it's like Paulina really felt like she didn't really lift a finger throughout the whole process, maybe up until towards the end when there was a lot of like minor details that we had to pull the trigger on. But throughout the whole process, it just really felt so seamless.
Yeah.
And like
they really gave me the chance to focus on the things that I wanted to focus on, which were the little details. And typically the little details get left out because you have to focus on the bigger things, you know? So they definitely gave me that chance. And like I mean, I was very chill. 95% of the time, if not more. There were moments where I was like, what is going on? Like, we need to do this or that, you know? But that's like my type A. And I had to keep reminding myself.
And weddings are stressful, period.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how much help you have. Yeah. But I've also heard nightmare stories about wedding planners that like they don't do shit, or they're like MIA the day of, and
no, and that's something I really got to give their props to, at least like in my personal experience, like with Marisa and like everybody, Vale, and all the different and all the other coordinators, even her daughter that is not an official coordinator. I think she just kind of helps her out.
Her second, because she has one daughter that is and one that's not,
they did such an amazing job, like catering to everybody. My dad forgot his belt, and when he didn't forget the belt. He actually forgot that you don't wear a belt with the tux, with the pants. So he put them on. He's like, Junior, el cinto, no manches. And I was like, dude, what? You didn't think about like suspenders. Yeah. And then I texted Valeria right away, and it's like, hey, is there any possible way we can get suspenders for my dad? Because like I just don't want him to be uncomfortable. Because my dad was like, nah, don't forget about it. Like, don't worry about it. I'll be okay. And I was like, maybe he'll be okay for the mass. But once the party gets started and he starts getting up or like dancing, he's going to be so uncomfortable. So I texted Valeria, and Valeria was all like, but he might have to wait until the mass. And I was like, he'll be fine. Like, if he has to wait until the mass, don't worry about it. Like, he can walk up and down the aisle, no problem.
Yeah.
Maybe like 30 minutes later, Marisa comes into the room because we were taking pictures, and she's like, here's the suspenders. And I was like, dude, it was perfect.
Like, she was on her shit.
Yeah. She
you could tell.
And then we were talking with Diego, right, a few days ago, and he was like, you could tell, like, they were just on it. Like, turn, like, with the captains, like, here, you need to turn this on at this moment. Like, wait for this, wait for my cue. And they were just on it, like, on top of it. And, like, they just did such an amazing job tending to everything and like their minute details. I mean, they get paid for that's what they get paid for.
They did a good job, like giving us that direction too, because I remember being one of the first people on the dance floor with the bottle. She was like there, and I was like, oh damn, I'm part of this production.
And that was such a big part, because we have also gone to like weddings too, where like they give the captains the bottles, and next thing you know, they drink it before they're supposed to, and then you're kind of like, well, fuck, I don't want that to happen.
No, she was like, stand up, here's your candle, wait. I was like,
no one tells me what to do, but okay.
Even Katia messaged me, or like the day later, told me the day later, she was like, dude, your wedding coordinator is a badass. So she was like, I literally was watching her throughout the church part, and she's like, it's crazy. She's like, hasta sacó una essential oil para calmarnos. And so I didn't realize she gave that to everybody in the court as well. But kind of skipping a little bit to like how I felt the day of, like, I wasn't nervous at all until I got out of the car in front of the church. Like, that was the moment where like everything hit me, and I was like, oh, okay,
it's here.
Like, this is what we're doing now, you know? And I
Still didn't cry though.
No, I didn't. I told you I'm not a public crier.
I wasn't expecting her to cry.
Nobody,
but
you see,
if it makes you feel any better, I wept the entire ceremony.
So many people did.
And every time I saw you cry, it would make me cry harder. I had to leave at the end because I was crying like so hard.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I went across the street to a bathroom.
We need to get to your perspective right now. So I get out of the car, and I was like, all right, like, this is it, right? And so we're like walking over, and like I think I just had too much time in the car waiting to get out to like kind of start to like think. And it was just funny because like on our way over, I asked the guy, I was like, oh, ¿usted trajo al novio? And he was like, sí. He was like, ¿qué onda? ¿Sí entró a la iglesia o se fue? And he like, we were just like joking about it. And then I kind of started thinking about it. I was like, I have no doubt in my mind that Mario's going to be standing at the end of the altar, but like, why am I questioning it right now? Like, you just start thinking of all these things
Random
that like,
shit.
Why would I even, like, you know, like there was never, like the guy that did my makeup asked me to.
For what? Yeah.
He's like, te veo muy calmada. Eres una de las novias más calmadas que he conocido. And I'm like, well, yeah, like, what am I supposed to freak out about? Like, it's just another, like it's just my wedding, but like not, it's just, I don't know. I wasn't feeling like, I guess this like nerve. Like,
well, that's good.
That people, I guess, normally do. And so once I got off the car, I was like, oh, here are all the nerves people have been asking me about all day long. And so I walk into the church and like they have us waiting for a little bit, and like I could see Mario like all the way in the front, but he's like turned looking at the altar, and then like I could tell that people are like joking with him because as soon as I walked in, everybody was like no voltees, no voltees, no voltees, and I could hear like everybody be like Mario, no voltees, no voltees, and I'm like standing there, and Marisa comes over with like a calming essential oil, and she like I had no idea, and she walks in front of me and she's like breathe, and I was like oh okay, and she like has the thing, I was like oh okay, and it did help, and she's like te vi temblando poquito, so I knew this would help, and I was like oh thanks, and like they did it a couple times, and she was like doing something on like the other end of the church, and she like turned and looked at me, and she like called one of the other girls, and she like pointed at her, and then she pointed at me, and like the girl knew exactly when. She walked over with the essential oil again, like she was just on top of her shit. Yeah, she was amazing for sure. I love the fact that like I generally didn't worry about anything that day. Like there was not one question, not one thing. Like they didn't come ask me anything. The only thing they came to ask me was if it was okay to order more beer, and I was like, of course it is. Like don't ask me if we need
at this point.
If we need to get more alcohol, get it all. I don't care, you know. But like everything else was just like they figured it out. Everything was done. Like no questions asked. I love the fact that we were able to enjoy dinner and like didn't have to worry about anybody like coming up to the table. They were like, but that was like towards the end, like, you know.
You see, but that I mean, I didn't mind, you know. But like we've gone to weddings where like literally the bride and the groom are like bombarded as soon as like they're like when people stop eating, like the crowd stops eating, inmediatamente se van a la mesa a tomar. Ay, que tomarnos una foto, but like no one bugged us. Like in large groups, right? Like we had a few friends come over and like they said thank you, especially after the thank you cards. Like so many people were just so grateful, sweet, you know. And that they're like, "Wait, no mames, te la rifaste." So like those little small things that we didn't really mind, but the fact that they were like just so on top of everything, and the fact that everybody noticed was just so amazing. Yeah, it is nice that a lot of people complimented their work, you know? And I was like, it's worth getting the coordinator. So if you're about to get married and are thinking about getting a wedding coordinator or not, please get one. And not just a day of coordinator. I feel like it really makes a difference when you have this person. Like for a year and a half, we would talk day in and day out, you know? And so you really just start to like build that relationship with them. And I think that makes it... I also think that that's why the day of it just works, because they already know your personality and they know like what will work with you and what won't, you know? So it feels so weird now, like not talking to them. Like,
it does,
on a weekly basis. Sometimes like my
like, hey, how y'all doing?
Sometimes my WhatsApp like rings. And like we have other group chats, right? And I'm like hoping it's the coordinators. I was like, oh, it's just my friends.
I was actually thinking about that today because I was thinking about the pictures and stuff, and I was like, oh well, we'll hear from them when we get like our picture delivery. You know, like there's gonna still be moments. Her daughter actually got married this weekend, and I've been like stalking the Instagram because I just want to see it.
That shit's gonna be good.
It looked beautiful. It just, we'll show you right now, but it looked beautiful. But I mean, they're just such a huge part of your life for at least a year. And like, it's at least one message weekly, if not more. And they're just, you know, from that, it's kind of like a breakup. You know?
I know. When I said bye to them,
like,
I was
I wonder what she's doing right now.
I wonder if they're thinking of me.
Marisa,
maybe I should get married again.
Marisa actually dropped us off at the airport on Monday, and she was like, oh, cuando vuelvan a venir, nos avisan para echarnos un mezcal. And I was like, I hope you're serious, because like I actually will message you.
You're,
you know,
you're the
like,
homie now.
And no, like I'll be back often. But yeah, I mean, one last thing that I want to comment on Marisa, just because like I think her team did such a good job. But one of the things that really stood out to me was literally the day that we got to Oaxaca. We had been asking for those CO2 guns for months.
I know.
And they were like non-existent in Oaxaca.
None of my friends who all work in the music industry couldn't find anybody to get them.
We were about to just buy them. And like,
at one point Mario and I were like, what if we just pitch it to them that we'll like pay for half and then they can rent them themselves, because it's clearly something people are like gonna start looking for, because it's like an up and coming happening at weddings, you know? So whatever, they were expensive and we were like, it's fine, like we'll just move on, you know? And we get into the car. She also picks us up at the airport when we got to Oaxaca, and we get into the car and she's like, ¿qué creen? And we're like, oh, like ¿qué? And she's like, les encontré las pistolas de
Hell yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. Like just the fact that she kept working towards something that she knew that we really wanted.
Right, because the wire.
Right, until it was just like, all right, like this really shows that like she does genuinely care about like making that person stay like the most special, like as special as it can be, you know? And like they never gave up on like anything that we would ask for. And like sometimes we were like, I don't know if this is too crazy to ask for this, but like, you know,
she crushed it.
Even all like crazy ideas. I was like, can we make this happen? They're like, all right, if you're serious, we'll do it.
At one point, I had to tell Mario to stop joking because I was like, they don't know you're joking.
Yeah, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, but it was like towards the beginning, like they didn't really like understand like my sarcasm or how I can come off. Like, and I have like really crazy ass ideas.
Yes,
I'll be
you
like,
do.
can I come in like a hot air balloon? But I shit you not, they are so good at their fucking job that
They would have made that shit happen.
They would have found a fucking hot air balloon for me and be like, ahí está Mario, entra.
Yeah. No, literally, like that, exactly like that
Yes.
too. Like, here you go.
Uno, cue Mario.
Mario, entra.
Yeah. He at one point sent like this, I'll have to, we'll clip it onto the podcast, but it was like a mechanical bull, but it was like really long and it looked like it was like a piñata, like made like a piñata. And he sent, and it in the TikTok or the video, it said like, así son las bodas en Oaxaca. And so then he sent it to them and was like, ¿Cómo obtengo uno de esos para mi boda? And obviously like joke.
Yeah.
I think he was joking. Now I don't even know.
I
if
don't
he was
know,
joking.
man. I would have been fucking down. I found it.
And I was like, please stop joking.
No mames.
And Valeria was like, nunca hemos visto uno de esos, pero déjame investigo, you know? And so
You're
it's like,
no es necesario.
And then they're like, no, Mario está jugando, no lo hagas. But that's how like good they are at their job, where it was like, whatever your like wildest imagination was, like they would have made it happen. Like I'm honestly so happy with the choice that we made, and where we got married too, because I feel like I don't think we would have had the same experience in a city that was a little bit bigger, or that was a little bit more, un poquito más solicitado. Like if we would have gotten married in Guanajuato or Guadalajara, La Ciudad de Mexico, like those cities are just so big, and there's just so much demand that they're like, whatever, just another wedding. Like I feel like it was just like the perfect combination of everything.
I feel like that's so Oaxaca though. Like Oaxaca, obviously I'm very biased, but Oaxaca just has like a very special little intimacy because it's not a bigger city and it will never really be that. And so I feel like your experience with them is like pretty true for the people there in general.
No, I agree.
And that's why I love that place so much.
Yeah, that is one thing that when we started planning, when I had originally chosen San Miguel de Allende, I remember like in my mind, like I made up like the day of the wedding or like the day before or whatever. And like I
remember you were bummed.
Yeah, I was super bummed about it. And I am actually very grateful that like it ended up working out the way it ended up working. But I remember thinking to myself, like, I just want like someone to walk out of their hotel or their Airbnb and like run into people from the wedding and like everybody just like run, like taking over the town. And obviously San Miguel de Allende is actually smaller than Oaxaca and it's like very intimate, that I knew there was like no way you wouldn't get that experience. 100%. And when we started planning with Oaxaca, I was like, well, probably won't get that experience anymore, but it's okay. Like it's still a small town.
We still ran into everyone.
God. Everybody kept running into each other. And I got that feedback from so many people that I was like, yay, like it did come true.
My dad became such a like instant fucking
celebrity.
It was
dude,
crazy.
I got it too.
Man.
I had like 2 of your friend groups that we passed by and they were like, it's Sylvia from Vive con Huevos. I was like, hell yeah, it's me.
Hell yeah,
brother. Instagram.
I love that. Yeah, no, I did get that feedback from a lot of people and I loved it. And I did too. Like there was like, Mario was getting lined up at some random barbershop or something. And Gabe and Carla knew that we were right there and they like walked in and we were like, oh shit, like hi. And
I
then
kept
like
seeing your location and I was like, Mario's over there and Paulina's over there.
Where should I go?
Yeah, I know. I tracked your location a few times too. That is one thing that like I just had so much FOMO with my like not being with our friends. Like I know that this is a once in a lifetime. Like this was our weekend and we like enjoyed it together and we very much did enjoy it together and like had our own experience, but we love being with our friends so much that it was like, wait, like I want to be part of the joke too.
And I remember all those TikToks we would send to each other where it was like, when you're friends at the wedding and then like you at the sweetheart table and you're just like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
That's why I came up to you guys. I was like, okay, they've eaten.
Yeah.
It's like,
They're-
I'm going to
they're
go
good.
hang out and just see how they're doing.
Well, the Thursday. What day did you guys get there?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Like early,
Morning.
6 a.m.
Yeah, so the Thursday when you guys were eating dinner around the corner from that Italian spot that we were at, like low key, like me and Pao were like, we just need some time to like just relax, like unwind, and we were like, let's just not tell anybody we're here. But then I checked your location. I was like, because Pao was like, let's just surprise them, see where they're at. So we kept on checking your location. So part of me was kind of bummed that we didn't do it, but then
I'm a little bummed,
Yeah,
but I
but
also I didn't say anything.
Well, Michelle was like, oh, we're gonna go eat dinner. So I was like, oh, I don't want to like. It's just so hard there in Mexico, you know.
Yeah.
The tables are just so exact. So we're like, I will just let this be. But like, part of me was like just so bummed that day, and I was like, I know we need some time alone, but I also miss my friends.
Yeah, I know. You
Yeah.
were missed with our crew. It just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Like,
It just feels weird. I did at one point I did tell Mario, I was like, I'm so glad this is the like first and last event that we'll ever not be with our friends at an event, you know. As much as I enjoyed it, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I would go back and relive that weekend time after time. Like I had such an amazing time and genuinely enjoyed it, but it's just still like even the Friday night that everybody went out after, I was like major freaking FOMO, like you know, like I want to be
like,
there
I need
too,
my
but
beauty rest, but damn.
We'll get into that right now. Are you guys down for a quick break?
yeah.
Jesus, pause.
Y tan solo con desprecio me has pagado. Vive con huevos, compa, lo que es. Que si una vez dije que
Sausage casing thighs, my God.
So just kidding. It's for the views.
I'm letting the little piggies out today too.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Sorry about the abrupt pause, guys, but you know we don't want to make this too long for you guys. And
We'll
But fair warning, it's gonna be a little longer this time.
hey yo,
Have a lot to talk about for the wedding, you know.
But safe to
It's a
say,
good wedding.
the wedding planning went smoothly. It was a great experience. If you guys want to get married in Oaxaca, honestly, 100%. This is
And
not
invite me.
Yeah, this is not a sponsored ad, by the way.
Invite us.
Marisa,
We love Oaxaca.
Marisa and her group of coordinators do a amazing job at what they do, and they just are amazing at their job. Honestly, I can't even like put into words what they did, and everybody. Just the fact that everybody had something to say about them that was positive was just amazing.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. And then the food too. Should I out myself on the food?
Oh,
Well, not really out myself. So I had the edible that day, and I was on a sick one right before we went to Catedral. So I had the most amazing.
3 of the 4 people there
Yeah.
were high.
But like I was like Mario high, like mute, like you couldn't get anything out of me. Like
Where
I
you
was
think
just,
you're being a chatterbox, but you're just like
was just having like straight up a bunch of conversations in my head. But like, so it was also because I was also like, I don't want people to notice that I'm high. But I was just so mute that people were like, something's wrong with this guy. But anyways, we were eating the food and I was having the most food-gasmic experience of my life. And then I think it hit me like a bus right before dessert came out. And that coconut ice cream thing was the most delicious thing I had ever eaten.
it was really good.
That shit sent me to another fucking level. And then after that, I came down, aterricé, and I told Pao, and I was like, I don't know if I was just really high or that food was really good. But going back to like second guessing yourself, and I was like, now I just don't know if we made the right choice because we were just all so high.
There was a little anxiety going into the wedding and thinking to myself, like, damn, I know the food was good, but I remember
was it stoner good?
Yeah.
Or was it good?
Like, there was a point like when I was eating the ice cream, I wanted to like turn into like a little person and just like submerge myself and just live in
Because
the
it
ice
had
cream.
like the little chunks of pineapple in it. Too.
Yeah.
Like it was perfect. Like it was perfectly moist with the pastry part. It was like the fruit, the ice. Like it was good.
Yeah.
Happy to report everything was just
Yeah.
everything was just as good as we remembered, you know. But
But then, like I remember, it's like, well, my suegra was there; she was sober.
the fourth of the
the
fourth one not.
Yeah.
not
So I
high.
was like, she has a really good palate. I trust her. If she said it was good, then
Yeah.
we're okay. But
I
like,
feel like your mom's pretty direct too.
Super.
as a
Yeah,
human,
yeah.
so
Especially
she
when it comes to
wouldn't-
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super. So yeah, I think we all like kind of made decisions together,
Yeah.
and we all kind of had the same reactions to things. So it was just nice that we were all on the same page. So I'm like, if the 4 of us at this table are agreeing with everything, then that means that this will all be good, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there was a little bit of that anxiety of like, damn, like, was it that good? Or like, were we just really high? So happy to report we were very high, but also the food was that
But
good.
also it was that good. But anyway, so enough of the pre-wedding stuff. Let's get into
I
the
could talk about that for
actual
days.
day, which was, like you said, it wasn't nerve-wracking for me either. I was like, well, we'll start with the Friday.
Okay.
Because like we were saying, is like we had so much FOMO, and everybody.
We could technically start with Thursday.
We can, yeah, the day that we had FOMO that we didn't hang out with you.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we got there Tuesday.
So yeah,
before the wedding.
Mario and I got there on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like out myself on this little detail, but it's okay because it was just like the universe telling me like, wow, like do what you know is right. So the thank you cards. I first of all have to take a step back and give Isa her flowers because this idea came from a wedding that we went to in Cuernavaca. Isa did this, and I was blown away when we got at the thank you card at the wedding. I thought it was the sweetest gesture.
That's the first wedding we had ever gone to that they had done that.
That they had done something like that for the guests, and they were handwritten cards. Like it was just a very nice gesture, and I remember thinking to myself, "This was really sweet," and like it just kind of moved me a little, you know. So when we started wedding planning, I was like, I want to do that. Like I'm gonna take her idea, or I'm gonna take the idea that we saw at that wedding, and I'm gonna incorporate it into our wedding. And so unfortunately, Isa didn't get to go to the wedding. But in her card, like I was gonna tell her, like, I took your idea, you know?
Yeah.
But so when we started doing all of like the DIY projects, I kind of left the cards to the end because I bought a Cricut and I found out on TikTok that you can write with the Cricut. And so the Cricut writes for you. You put a pen and it writes your card.
Actually,
So-
like mimics your handwriting.
Yeah,
like,
there's a
shit.
website
Yeah.
that you can create your own font.
Oh,
So I was
shit.
like, this is the cheat code of all cheat codes. Like I don't have to write 60 cards. Like this is amazing, you know? So I typed all the we typed the cards together and like knew how we like what we wanted each card to say and everything. And it wasn't freaking working. Like I went through like 10, 12 cards that like it was just not, the ink would either like give out. I bought like mid sentence and then start to write again. It was just the weirdest
Yeah.
thing. I bought markers, but then like the markers after like halfway through the card would get like too pushed in. So then the things were like really bold. It was just everything was happening. And finally on the 10th card, I was like, this is it. Like the universe is just telling you to write the cards because it just means that much more
It
when you
does,
actually
yeah.
sit down and handwrite these cards, you know? So I was like, this is just a sign that like I shouldn't cheat the system and I should just generally do what I know is in my heart I should be doing. But this was also 4 days before the wedding.
Yeah. That's a lot of
You know?
people.
yeah.
I think it ended up being because we did some like partner cards, like people that were married and stuff. Like we obviously did a card for like the couple. Like some were like family cards, just kind of like depending on the
situation.
like the person and
Or
the
the
situation.
dynamic, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it ended up being like 68 cards that we had to
Damn.
write. So it was the last project. I don't know. I mean, there's a reason I left it for the last project,
Yeah.
you know, but it was the
We were
last
like
project
in the
that we
Airbnb
had.
just writing them.
Yeah.
Well, Pal did the majority because my handwriting sucks. Like, but I know
I was
in
at
the
the airport in
Airbnb.
Tijuana.
Yeah.
Like we had like an
Oh,
hour
shit.
before our flight boarded, and I was
Yeah,
like,
I
I
might
have an
as well
hour.
start now.
I'm either gonna scroll on TikTok or I'm gonna do this, and I'm like at the airport writing the cards. We get to the Airbnb, we wrote a few, and like originally before I was gonna start using the Cricut, like before I realized I could do that with the Cricut, I had told myself if we start writing these cards like 2 months in advance, I write 2, 3 and like a day, and then it gets
Yeah.
done like nothing, and I don't ever feel like the heaviness of having to write so many cards. It was no, the universe was like, we have other plans for you, and yeah, so like the Tuesday that we got there. We finished some. I finished the last cards Thursday morning. Like I woke up early because I had a headache on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Mario wrote a few Wednesday night, and then I was like, I'll finish the rest Thursday morning. And yeah, and we finished them on Thursday morning, and it was even
Damn.
like to me just meant so much more knowing
For
that we
sure.
actually did like handwrite them. And even though we like had to not go to dinner on Wednesday night with my family because like I knew I needed to go back to write cards, or like we had to like switch some things up. To me, it was really important to get it done. So I
Yeah.
was like, it needs to be done, and we're like gonna go back to the hotel and do it because that's just it,
Yeah.
But yeah, so Anyways, that was just a little story that I was like, I'm gonna out myself on this one. Nobody knew that.
That was a sweet detail.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot.
Yeah, so we get there Tuesday. We're a little tired. We get there at night, and then we couldn't find the Airbnb for like the life of us. We were on the street, and we couldn't fucking find the Airbnb, and we're like,
It was like the
"Fuck."
numbers were all messed up. And it was so funny because right after I saw a TikTok about that where it's like 172, 173, 190. And it's like, what happened to all the ones in
Yeah.
between, you know?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. We were following the numbers, and we get to the end of the street, and we're like, where the fuck is our Airbnb? And it just so happened to be on the other corner
Oh shit.
where we
Kind of like how it happened to us when we were looking for the
Yeah.
house and
Yeah.
we were right there and we couldn't find
Yeah.
it.
And then like I'm freaking out. Like first of all, like we're obviously like in an area where we don't really know. We're with the coordinators. I'm with 3 women. Like here I am in this freaking situation all over again.
Oaxaca.
And then I'm like shit. And then Marisa, our coordinator, had just said this. She's like, "Sí, pues no, hay que llevarlos al Airbnb," because she had asked us if we were hungry. And then, or her whoever she was, I forgot how it went, but the point is she was like, "Sí, pero ya ves que hay veces aquí no se pone tan bien en la noche." And I was like, fuck. And it was like 9 p.m. And I'm like, we can't find this Airbnb. I'm scared.
I'm scared.
But anyway, so we get there on Tuesday. Wednesday, we had to go shopping for like all the alcohol, the chips, and all like the small little things that we needed to get.
Yeah.
And then we go back. The crew
stuff.
that kits. We get back to the Airbnb Thursday. We were like kind of debating on whether or not we were gonna finish the cards. But then me and Pao were talking about it, and we're like, let's just get them done between tonight, Wednesday, and Thursday. That way we can go out to dinner. If anyone wants to see us, we can just have the afternoon clear. Just makes it
Yeah.
a lot better instead of us like worrying like, shit, we need to go back and finish this and things
Yeah.
like that. And I mean, it all worked out, but like I didn't really like feel a lot of like pressure by then, like to get things done.
No, I think everything, I mean, because we had done basically everything already. The only things pending were that, like the alcohol, because we knew we couldn't buy that ahead of time. The crew that gets stuff, all the things we needed to go to the grocery store for. And then, well, the cards were like an added thing, but it was like not even a stress because there was one thing that I kept talking to myself about throughout this process of the wedding is like the minute that something starts to feel like a drag, don't do it. Because
Yeah.
then you don't want, it's something that you don't want to be doing, you know?
Yep.
And it like, even if I was like, oh, I don't want to, I would remind myself like, this is the one time in your life that like you get
Yeah.
to do this. So like, just do it and do it with like a willingness to do it and not like, oh my God, I have to go and do this, you know? And so that's what that was the conversation that we had with like the cards where it's like, it's okay if we don't get to go to dinner. Let's finish Wednesday so that because we were supposed to finish Wednesday, but I had a headache. So then I finished Thursday morning. So that by Thursday, the people that are here, if they want to do something, then we can go do something.
Yeah.
And yeah, that spiraled into everybody
Yeah.
wanting to do something.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is why I planned a rompehielo. Like that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like there was just so many people. So finally I looked at Mario and I was like, listen, we're going to choose a bar. We're going to sit at that bar and we're just going to tell people to come to
Yeah.
us because it's too hard to like, let's go get a drink with this person and dinner with this and another
1000%.
drink here and dessert here. And it was like too
Yeah.
much, you know? So when we had Thursday afternoon, we had the meeting with the priest at the church. And I remember we were going to go to Pitiona. But the night before we had gone to Pitiona and they hadn't let us split checks. And I was like, there's no way that we're going to go with 20 plus people and not be able to split a check. We went with 8 and it was a freaking mess to pay, you know? So I was like, let's find somewhere else. And then I remembered that bar that we went to for Day of the Dead in
Yes.
front of the Los Andantes.
Yeah.
Andares.
Los Andares,
I think something like that.
You like
Yeah.
enter like the little shop. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
weird to get into, and it's on the rooftop.
And we
It's
sat in the
upstairs.
same area that
Oh.
we sat when we went for Dia de los Muertos. But yeah, so I was like, oh, I'm going to go tell the guy. And I was like, hey, like I need a table for like 15, 20 people. Would you be able to accommodate? And he looked at me like, oh, okay, give me a second, you know?
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, we can accommodate. And he's like, do you want to set up for 20? And I was like, well, let's start with 15. Cause like, I don't know how many people are actually
Yeah.
going to come. Sylvia, when I tell you we had to add like 6 tables,
we,
like
ended up taking over the whole
that
rooftop,
whole
basically.
area, like that front
Aw.
excuse me, that front part where we were for Dia de los Muertos, like we basically took it over. I think it ended up being like 30 something people that did end up like
Oh,
showing
damn.
up.
Mhm.
And what I thought is that like I thought people were gonna like phase out, you know, like come in, have a drink, and
they
then
wanted
leave.
to hang
No,
out with
nobody
y'all.
ever phased out.
I know. We missed y'all by like a little
I
bit. We got
know.
out of dinner and then you were like, we're leaving.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And we waited a while because that thing is that like I saw you guys were still at dinner, so I was like, well, we're gonna wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then people did like start phasing out, and it was just a few of us
For
left
sure.
over. And at that point, I was like getting really tired, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's been a really long day, and I'm like really tired. So
Yeah.
I tried to wait as long as we could,
It's
and then
okay.
I was like, I'm finally gonna text her because I also didn't want you guys to get there and then us be like, okay, well now we're leaving.
Yeah.
You know, or
and,
like,
and
or
we didn't either. We were like, I'd rather just enjoy them tomorrow at like the designated space and not stress them out or make them stay longer than they should. Like they want their beauty rest probably.
It was also like really hard because so many things in Oaxaca closed so early. So it was like we were también estábamos contra el tiempo.
Yeah, because we knew that they were gonna close soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so many people showed up. It was really nice. It's definitely the first time throughout the week that I finally got to just kind of like chill and relax and like not
ground
have to
a little bit.
because there was just so much going on before that.
Yeah.
And then Friday it was full force.
Yeah. Well, I felt like we never really rested either up until like literally Sunday, I think. Because like el martes llegamos bien tarde. El miércoles teníamos un chingo de cosas que hacer. También llegamos del Airbnb bien tarde. Tú te sentías mal. I stayed up a little bit to write the cards. Like I don't think we went to sleep at like a decent time any of the days.
No.
Like we were going to sleep like past midnight sometimes.
My Aura ring was like, you've been stressed all week. I was like, I'm not though. I'm just on vacation.
And then Thursday rolls around and I'm like tired as hell. We go back to the hotel at that point, right? We're at the hotel. Then my parents come on Friday. My parents' flight gets there like super early. Then we go out to breakfast. We had a few things to do. We go out to see the priest. And then it was like, bam, like just one event after the other.
Yeah, it was. So I had told myself like, come Friday, I don't give a shit about anything and anyone.
You could tell.
Like
you were like, it's happening.
Yeah. It was like, I just can't. Like I've tried to control the narrative for a year and a half. I can't control the narrative anymore.
Yeah.
Whatever happens. Who comes. Who doesn't. Like who, like who I see. Who I don't. It was just like too much that we tried
you
to
have to just
control.
let it go. Yeah.
And so I was like, si el viernes me dicen que no se pintó la pista de baile, no se pintó la pista de baile. Si el viernes me dice que no llegó mi tía, no llegó mi tía. Like it was just like, it is what it is at this point, you know? So Friday, I definitely woke up with that mentality where it was like, all right. Like, okay.
Time to enjoy.
Yeah. And so, we went to breakfast with his family. We did have a couple things to do still that we were like, okay, we just have to like knock these out and we'll be completely done. So we left breakfast and then we went. The only thing we had to do was to go see like the montaje, like to go see the setup basically. And so half of the things were up, not everything, but we kind of saw a little bit of it.
Yeah.
So it was nice because I was like, oh yeah, this is like how big. I didn't remember how big the space was and what it looked like with the actual tent and stuff, you know. So it was nice. And then
it was nice because the original time we saw it, it was like the blank canvas.
Yeah,
there was nothing. Like all we just saw was like the cement walls, like. And that's kind of the reason why we picked the venue because it was a blank canvas.
So much with it,
you could literally put anything in there. And one of the biggest things that we really wanted during the wedding was to be able to bring in other vendors. So like the lotes or like the churros and like so many other venues, you had to stick with their vendors only.
Yeah.
And with that one, it was literally a free for all.
Yeah.
So that was
great. Amazing.
Yeah. And so then Mario got his lineup and then Gabe and Carla met up with us and we ended up going to lunch. And I really appreciated that lunch because it was finally like like it's here, you know, like we had a good conversation. Like we just sat there and kind of talked for a little while. So much so that like I was so relaxed and like wasn't caring that we were late to the rehearsal because we stayed at lunch longer than we should have, you know, because we were just like having a drink, like enjoying food and whatever. And finally I was like, okay, now we really have to go because I have to go get ready. And like, you know, and so that was nice. And then we got ready for the rompehielo and then that was it. Like that from that moment on, it was like, it's over. Like the time just flew by.
I can imagine.
But like touching on like what you were saying about like not giving a fuck at one point. At one point I was actually really stressed out because I was like, so many people are here and I'm very much the person that's like, someone's here, like I need to go and like see them. And like it was like killing me. It was giving me so much anxiety because like so many people were there and I really had to like snap out of it. I was like, no, están aquí para nosotros dos, you know, like, and realistically,
not the other way around. Yeah.
There's 120 people there. Like realistically, I can't see all of them or split myself into like, atoms and like, just like go Mario's,
Yeah.
Go Mario's.
Yeah. And then,
Amazing.
yeah. And at one point I was getting anxiety, but at the same time I was like, no, you're here for me. Like meet me where I'm at, and
Yeah.
I at one point especially once my parents got there, I got like a little bit of anxiety because I was like, I should probably be spending a little bit more time with them. But like we had just so much to do up until the point of the rompihielo, where I was just like, there's no time. Like even if I wanted to, and there was like a 30-minute gap, there was realistically no 30-minute gap. But
it took Mario a little longer to get to where I was. Like, I went in to like traveling into Oaxaca with that mentality, and it is very much not in my nature to not host, but I think because of the situation, I knew that like it is what it is. Like I cannot make time for that many people. Whereas like it's not in his nature at all to not host. Like he is like way more of like a attention to the person than I am. Where it's like if it happens,
you're the booth bunny.
Exactly. And then, so I could see that anxiety in him, and I was like trying not to feed into it because I was like I don't want to, like at one point I was like, I don't want to be a bitch, but like also chill. Like, like we need to just like remember why we're here and like what is going on. And then that's when I think finally you kind of like snapped.
I did snap for like a while, and then like re-hit me again the day of the wedding and the reception, because I was like, shit, I need to go see my family. I need to go spend time with Paulina's family. Or I would see people sitting down, and I was like, well, this is probably like a perfect time for me to go and like spend some time with them, say something, ask them how they're doing. But then at the same time, I was like, no. There's no.
They should be asking me how I'm doing.
Yeah, where are my drinks? Where are people coming up to me asking me if I'm okay? And people were, I'm not saying anything, but it was more of a like, I need to be.
It's that switch, though, because it's just not normal.
I needed to be a little bit more selfish at that point, and I was like. And then I never left the dance floor. And I was like, there's no way in hell you can say I never was able to spend time with you, because I never left that fucking dance floor. And if I did, it was just to go pee.
Yeah.
But,
you really did not leave that.
No, he did not at all.
Because I also didn't want it to be like, oh, you were with everybody else except for me. Or like you were out at other tables except for this table. And I was like, no, I never left the dance floor. So you have, like, I can tell you didn't come up to me.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's exactly how like I have a lot of people very present in my mind that would like continuously be around us throughout the night, know? Mm-hmm. Because, and that's what I was telling Mario, like you can't, as a wedding guest, I never expect to spend time with the bride or groom.
For sure.
Because you cannot. Like you can, it doesn't matter who the bride or groom are.
I know, I was telling her, I was like, I missed you guys. Yeah. I know this isn't about me, but.
Towards the end, once we started to unwind, I was like, I felt like I spent time with everybody, but spent time with nobody at the same time. Yeah. Because I saw everybody, I took shots with everybody. We danced. I danced with Patrick. I tried to dance with as many people as I could. Mm-hmm. But then towards the end of the night, I was like, did I even see this person?
Yeah. What? Because it was just, as long as the night was, it still went by.
It's still not enough.
Yeah. Like even when my adrenaline started to kind of like come down and I was like, oh crap, like now I'm tired, Yeah. Even
at
that. 11. Yeah. No, not even joking. At like, it was after the food. It was like, I don't know, 12:30. But I'm not even joking. At like 1, I was like, technically I can call a noise complaint on myself because everything in Oaxaca has to end by 1.
It's amazing.
And I was like, no, Paulina, like you literally, this is what you asked for. Like, this is, like you only have 2 more hours and then that's it.
And
then
that's
your
when she
night is
dragged
over.
her chair to the dance floor.
That was hilarious. Like, I'm going to send that to Jesus.
So I'm going to out Mario a little right now, but Mario got mad at me because I was sitting like at one of the tables. But what he didn't know was that my croc like burned me. Like I have like a croc burn. Like I guess it's like a plastic burn basically. On my foot, and like every time I would like walk or dance or something, I could feel it like rubbing against me. And so it was like at the peak of like when it finally broke skin, so it started to hurt.
Wow.
So I was just trying to get a band-aid, and so I went to sit down, and at the time that I went to sit down, the only people sitting were Gabe and Carla.
Yeah.
So I went to go sit with them to like just kind of like get my shit together and get a band-aid. And I, at that same time, Mario turned and noticed we were sitting, and he came over and he was like, visibly upset. And I was like, sir, calm the fuck down. Like, you're not going to be mad at me on our wedding day. Like, you know, and I was
also
snap
like
out of it.
At that point, that's when I noticed I was getting a little bit tipsy. Because like the whole time, like when like 90% of the time, my little black cup had water.
Yeah.
Like every now and then I'd get like a tequila water or something, and I was like, I'm good enough to have one drink.
Yeah.
And then, but there was just so many shots like going in and out. Like at one point I was like, I'm good. And then I noticed I was like,
wait,
no,
I'm good.
I'm not good.
Yeah.
And then when I was like, why is nobody dancing? That's when I was like, you're drunk, Mario. Get some water. But yeah, no, it was at that point. That's when I was like, Mario, you need to like relax a little bit. It's like it's been like 15 hours. People are fucking exhausted.
No, literally. So yeah, but it was so then when that whole thing happened of where I was like, I finally ate and I was like, okay, I need to like get back up and go to the dance floor. And that's when I grabbed my chair and I sat on the dance floor. I was like, de mí no van a andar hablando. Aquí estoy. Come to me on the dance floor.
Because then all your friends also brought their chairs.
Everybody,
Just like a little
Danny
salita.
grabbed their chair. We were just on the dance floor. Just
If you guys are audio
telling
only,
Booth
look
bunnies
at the
for life.
YouTube video. I just sent you the picture of you
Yeah.
guys sitting on the dance floor. But let's go back to Friday, dude. I had so much FOMO, and like people know, like we were talking about this with Super Ego. Like I'm the shot girl, you know, fucking tassels and everything.
Yeah.
And like when all our friends were out after the Rompehielo, I was just sitting there in the hotel room by myself, looking at everybody's stories, and I was like, I could just easily leave right now.
Yeah, because he went to stay in Melly's room and Melly came to stay with me.
Shout out all my groomsmen that didn't spend time with me. But
I know they left your ass.
yeah, they all did.
They're like, we're going out.
Yeah, no, so it was just fun. But I also know myself. Like, if I would have gone out with them, like, olvídate. And that's probably why they didn't tell me either, because, like, their wives...
They didn't push it.
Yeah, all their wives are like, no, no le digas al Mario.
Yeah.
Porque ya saben, you know? But at the same time, I was, like, alone, and I was, like, looking at everybody's stories, and I had so much FOMO. And it really hit me when I saw our friend Nini and Edgar on top of the bar. And I was like, no mames, de la noche que me perdí.
Aww.
Yeah, but at the same time, then Saturday would have been horrible because it started so early.
We had to be
like
up by 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So there's no way that like we could, because I also had major FOMO. And at one point Gabe was like, just for an hour. And I was like, I could do an hour. And then I was like, no, I can't. Because if I start to drink, I'm not going to want to go back to the hotel room. And I'm like, fuck it, it's my wedding weekend. And then I'm going to be fucking
and then
exhausted.
an hour passes by so fast.
There's no way it's ever just an hour.
No, I'm
I
very
would have
glad
been like
that I went back.
reeking of alcohol the next day. Like it would have just been horrible. The fucking beer shits. It would have been like the worst experience ever. So I'm really glad we didn't, or at least I didn't make the call.
Damn, we're grown.
Yeah.
I know.
Making
so
these
proud of
conscious
y'all.
decisions. Yeah, we had so much FOMO. But then the day of, I remember it was the morning of, and that's when it really started to hit me. I was like, oh shit, this is so much anticipation for like a year and a half. And
For
then
that one day.
it's just
Yeah.
that one day, you know, and it's like, it's finally here. Like everybody's here in Oaxaca for us, like so many people that we care for. And it was just like so many emotions that morning for me. It was just like so overwhelming that I didn't want to be with anybody again.
Like I just got major side eye from Ollie. She's like, I wasn't fucking there.
in spirit.
You were there.
She
though.
was there a lot.
You were there. It's crazy that you say like the anticipation for the year and a half, because I know that as a man, that's what you feel. But for me, it's like the anticipation of my entire freaking life, basically. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like I think I was talking to Diego about this when he was here the other day, that it's like like a girl thinks about her wedding since like, I mean, I was that kid that would put like a sabana on and would like pretend to be walking down the aisle because my grandparents had like really long hallways, you know? And like, I mean, my grandma was also like, I was a novela kid. Like my grandma would watch novelas,
Yeah.
so I would too. And so I was like all like I lived my novela wedding for sure with like the templo and everything, you know? But I would like literally walk down like the hallway with the sabana on. And so it's like for a little girl, like you literally, like you grow up thinking about your wedding day, whether you have someone to get married with or not, you know? So it's just crazy because for you, it was like the year and a half. And for me, it was like, this is what I've
Your
thought
whole
about my
life.
entire life. And like, it's a one and done. Like, I'm never doing this again. Like, if Mario and I don't make it, I'm never having a wedding again. You know, like, it's just, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I loved every second of it, but it was definitely a lot. And it's like, you know, like I was joking with Melly. I was like, unless he can literally just like snap his fingers and things get done, like, I'm not going to do this again.
Yeah.
So it was like that moment of like, this is it. Like, it's, you know, we're getting married and like we're gonna be married forever, and I'm never gonna have to do this again and never think about it again. Like my bridal shower and my bachelorette, I felt the same way. Where it was like my
Yeah.
bridal shower is over. Oh my god, I've thought about this for so long. My bachelorette, like I've so many ideas and so many things I would see along the years, and it's like, oh wait, like mine's here and mine's over. You know?
Yeah.
And the same thing with the wedding, that it was just like the anticipation of like my entire existence of like the Pinterest boards that I've saved and things that I have saved from the past that like I thought that's what I wanted my wedding to look like.
sure.
And I'm like, obviously not what I like what
Yeah.
it was anymore. But yeah, so it's just like funny because that was my thought process where it was like, oh, okay, like this is it. Like never gonna have to think about this
Yeah.
again.
Well, that's where like the wedding blues kind of comes in, because like there's just so much going into the wedding,
Yeah.
like you just said, like it's the bridal shower, it's the bachelorette, it's like all the things, like Mariana was here helping you out. Like there's just so many small little details of like
Yeah.
everything that helped put together this weekend.
Yeah.
Whereas like now it's gone. You know, it's like now what the fuck do I do?
Now I'm like, somebody give me something to do. I
Yeah.
literally told Lily because her birthday's coming up. I was like, do you need a birthday banner? I have a Cricut. I could make it for you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I was like, I just need like,
You're
I
like,
went back to work
just
on Monday.
scratching.
Yeah.
It's like, give me a project.
No, literally. I went back to work on Monday and I was like, oh, like I actually have to do my work. Like, like I can't be thinking about wedding
Yeah.
things, you know, or like,
Yeah.
like on my lunch doing things for the wedding.
Yeah, and I think it really hit me that weekend, or that realistically that hit me that Friday. I was like, shit, now it's the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have the bachelor party. Like I didn't have all like the little like besides the bridal shower, like, and that's like a very small part of a
Yeah.
groom's, you know, deal in the whole wedding,
Process,
right?
yeah.
Process, yeah. But like I didn't have all like the small things to do, and like realistically, I know you're really type A, and like I know you had it, you know. Like I was like, no me voy a meter en nada. Yo lo único que quiero es una buena peda, you know. And that's what I told the coordinators in one of our first meetings. I was like,
Yeah.
she's got it all. She has all the Pinterest boards. I trust her. She's not this huge elaborate person that's gonna come out like La Familia Peluche and like nothing's gonna look ghetto in this shit. Like I trust my girl 100%. Like she's got it.
She's a classy broad.
Yeah.
She's got it.
Yeah, she a bad bitch. Huh? So I was like, she's got this, you know. And like I helped every now and then, but like realistically, like I didn't really have such a huge part because I put so much trust A in the coordinators, or A in Bao and B in the coordinators. And then, so like, it really didn't hit me until that weekend. And I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, everything that I've been seeing and hearing, all the small details, like, aquí está. It's like, it's tangible now. It's like, I
Yeah.
can hold it, you know? So it was just such a crazy and surreal feeling. And that morning when we woke up, which is funny because Bao and I exchanged vows that morning. And I don't know why me and Bao, well, I know why, but like, we're so fucking synced that our vows literally said
We're
the
the
same
same
thing,
fucking
but
thing.
just backwards.
Yeah, like obviously different but same, you
Yeah.
know, like same but different.
Yeah.
I was reading it and I was like, I can't even cry because I'm laughing because it's like literally
Yeah.
what like I wrote
Yeah.
in his book.
You're
too.
like, wait.
yeah, I was like, is this the
This
right
is fine.
Yeah. But again, no, that morning we were exchanging vows, and I was like, I did get like a little sentimental, which is funny because like, at the moment I started getting
You?
yeah, me. If you don't
No.
believe me,
Oh my
I
goodness.
started getting like a little sentimental in the morning when we were exchanging the vows. And super fucking funny. As soon as like I felt like a tear coming, our friend Gabe comes over, hungover as shit,
And it was the funniest
glasses
thing,
on, like
glasses
he
on.
looked like a mess. He's like, oh guys, good thing you guys didn't go out yesterday. Sits
amazing.
down, and I was like, bro, this is fucking hilarious. He came at the
Yeah.
perfect time. But like that morning felt like it felt like for me forever, because like I was alone, I was in the room, and like ideally I wanted to spend time by myself.
Mhm.
Like I just wanted to like kind of take that moment in and be like, I'm gonna be with the rest of the party for a solid 15 hours.
Yeah.
I could have these 3 hours for myself to get ready before my
Yeah.
family comes in. I also didn't want to be stressed out because like I know it's a lot for the girls to get dressed. My sister's dealing with my nieces, and I was just like, I just want to like who's Fraba in
Yeah.
my room. So like, I mean, my process was fairly chill in the morning. I don't know how yours was.
Yeah, mine was, I also got ready alone, which at the beginning I was a little like not upset about it, but I had originally wanted like the bridesmaids to get ready in the room with me, and then the makeup artist was like, yeah, we can't because the voltage isn't strong enough to put like lights and have the secadoras going for the hair all at the same time.
Yeah, just you, girl.
Mhm. So I had two options. I either had the girls in my room all morning and they started getting ready at 6 a.m, which I thought was way too early
Yeah.
for them to have their hair and makeup done. That for the misa not to be until 1:30.
Right.
And I was like, what are they gonna do for 5 hours twiddling their thumbs with their hair and makeup? By the time that the misa comes, like their hairs and makeup's already gonna be like falling a little, you know? Or they could get ready in the room that we
Yeah.
rented at the hotel with everybody else a little later in the day and then just come over before like we changed and stuff. So I went with option 2 and I got ready by myself and I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved every second of it because it was just it also gave me that time to just like be by myself, like really enjoy the makeup and hair process. Like the makeup artist was talking to me, which was amazing. But like the whole time he was talking to me, he was like, yeah, you're like the most relaxed
Bride.
bride
Yeah.
that like I've seen. And I really applaud you for getting ready alone because it just brings so much more stress to your morning when there's other people
Yeah.
here, even if you like love them so much and
Yeah,
like,
it's just still other people's energy.
yeah, and he was just telling me like about a past experience with the bride, and it was just a lot of like things where I was like, yeah, you're right. Like I really do, and I like being alone. I
Same.
enjoy my alone time, so I wasn't even like mad about it. So when the whole thing happened of like, no, we can't do it, I was like, this is another sign from the universe telling me to just sit my ass down by
Yep.
myself for an hour because I'm gonna be surrounded by so many people the rest
Yeah.
of the day.
You're about to be over the fuck stimulated.
Yes. And
So
then, yeah,
enjoy.
as soon as the girl, like as soon as everybody started coming into the room, it was like an energy shift. And like not
Yeah.
a bad one, but it was just like
Yeah, it's
not
still
that
just other people's
calming,
energy.
like, you know? Yeah. So it was funny. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my morning as well. And then the girls started coming in and they just like changed and we took a few pictures. And then like my mom and my grandma came in. We opened a bottle of champagne. It was the whole thing.
I loved my girl that did my makeup because I get nervous when I get my makeup done because I don't wear makeup like on regular days. Like I wear tinted sunscreen, a little bit of highlighter and mascara. And that's like my 3 things and that's it. And so I told her, I was like, I get really nervous when I get my makeup done because I just feel like people ruin my facial features and then it just looks really heavy and it's just not me.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, I got it. I showed her a couple things. She fucking crushed it. She
did,
was
you look
incredible.
beautiful.
And then the girl that did my hair, so I actually had flowers that I bought. I bought this like beautiful white, it's that lily, like the one in the Diego Rivera paintings. And then red flowers. Cause in my head, I was like, I really want to like mix Poland and Mexico. Cause the Polish flag is white and red. And so I wanted white shoes with the white and red flowers and the red dress. And I forgot them at home. And
Your
so then I
shoes or
texted
the
the flowers. And so then I texted my guy that did the tocados for Dia de los Muertos. And I was like, any chance that you can like make this happen in 24 hours? Because I have to be at hair and makeup at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And so he delivered it at the hotel.
Oh,
And
how
it was
nice.
really sweet. And he did a really good job. They were a little more colorful versus like what I wanted. But it was still
It looked
really
pretty.
pretty.
Yeah. I love that you've added that to your hair.
Me too. And I know I always have my hair up, so I was also like, should I put it down? But I already know que me iba a fastidiar. Like, I'm also really sweaty, so I just know that it would have annoyed the fuck out of me. And so I was like, fuck it, just make it a nicer updo than like my slick bun. And then the flowers for me were like that, because I always have my hair up. So to me, that was like the little thing I
extra
really
touch.
needed. But they both crushed it.
Good.
Like they did such a good job and it was fast. Like it literally was like a sweatshop in there. It was just like one after another. And then I was done. Michelle was getting her finishing touches because she has longer hair. So she took a little bit longer than me. But she was supposed to go an hour after me and they got her in early and did her around the same time. So we could like leave at the same time. Everybody was really friendly. It was efficient.
Good.
I came with my cash in hand.
Thank
I
you.
were
listened
ready.
to directions.
Thank you. No, that's really good. I appreciate that feedback. I feel like most people have given me really good feedback about it.
They were
too.
wonderful. Oh, they even had like all the spread of like the food there for us, which I didn't
love
get
that.
to enjoy any of
Okay.
it, but it was still a nice touch because even if you were like in line waiting, there were like chairs around the other side of the room where you could like grab a snack, sit down.
What
So
did they
it
have?
was-
I know they were gonna do like
It was like
coffee.
parfait, coffees, like very simple breakfast stuff, fruit,
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm glad they ended up doing it because I felt like at one point they told me they were only going to do coffee and water, and I was like, weird, but okay, like
No, it was
so
a
I'm
nice
glad
little
that they did
spread.
do the
I
spread.
also just didn't want to eat because
Yeah.
you were getting your makeup done,
Yeah.
so I was just like, that's
Yeah,
okay.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the church experience. Well, we kind of already talked about our church experience. How was yours? I guess like I don't really know how your
Mine was
experience.
was funny because well, not really funny, but it was just so like such a guy experience because we llegamos al centro, no, and then Raul was like, "You want a beer?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it." Like we have like 30 minutes to kill. Let's do it. But the night before, remember that we were talking about, I forgot who we were talking about, with somebody that you could drink on the street, but you just couldn't smoke. So we crack open a beer. Next thing you know, the police comes out and they're like, no puedes tomar aquí. And we're like, oh shit. So, and then we had just cracked it open. And I was like, not me getting arrested on my wedding day.
Oh shit. Yeah, Mario not at the altar, not for the reason I think.
¿Qué le pasó a Mario? Es que se estaba chingando una cheve afuera.
That would happen
Exactly.
to you.
Yeah. So we're like, shit. So we go into, you know where that coffee shop is, right in the corner? There's that shopping center.
Brújula.
Yeah.
Brújula,
So we go in there and we start drinking the beers in there. And then I had to pee. And the next thing you know, it was just like, Mario ya tiene que entrar a la iglesia ahorita. And I was like, oh, hold on. So like, I'm like running out. As I'm like running out, everybody starts, not everybody starts swarming me, but like next thing you know, I see my parents' neighbors. Next thing you know, I see Melly's family. And I'm like, shit, I got to say hi to everybody because they hadn't seen me that morning. And I was like, guys, I got to get to like
That's
the
so
church.
funny. I didn't say hi to anybody.
I wasn't,
I was just like,
I wasn't trying to, but like, I was just so like, I was tunnel vision. And then next thing you know, they're like, Mario. And I was like, no, shut up. But like, I was just saying
like,
hi to
waved.
everybody. Yeah. But then it was funny. Then I
hit him
get,
with the princess wave.
then I get to the front of the church and the coordinators are like, where's like the rest of the party? And everybody's like on the other side of the football field, you know? And like, why is everybody staring at me? And I'm just like, come on, guys. Like they're calling us and everyone's just waving.
Maybe they didn't realize that. I will say this: when you're under pressure, you're a little bad at communicating.
No,
so maybe you didn't say
Well,
something.
this
okay.
looks different than this.
Well, yeah, but you didn't tell them when you were walking over, like, hey, we have to go.
They hadn't told me that they needed everybody at the
okay.
front until I got to the front.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know if they assumed I was with everybody and they're like, oh,
Probably
you need to bring
they
it.
thought everybody would walk
So
over.
I just thought it
Chingando
was-
una chela con sus amigos.
Miscommunication all around.
So I just thought it was hilarious. I'm like waving everybody. I look
And everyone's like, yeah.
everyone's like, Mario, hola! And I'm like, God, this is so frustrating. So I was like, you know what? You guys got this. I went inside and I popped shout out Taste Salud. I popped the Salud energy because I was like, no me quiero dormir en mi misa. Because I'm so bad at that. I fall asleep in church. And like
I feel like yours wasn't too long though.
no,
It was the hour.
yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like
Yeah,
it.
no, and the priest
Good.
did a really good job.
I was crying the whole
but,
time.
like,
That's probably why.
when we met with the priest the day before or 2 nights before, he was low-key kind of monotone.
At the beginning.
Yeah. So I was like, the whole time in our first introduction with him, I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep. And I was like, it's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
Like me voy a arrullar. And I was like, I'm just gonna fall asleep. Like no. So I was like, I got into the church. The coordinators had the little wagon with the waters and the fans and stuff like that. So I I drank a Taste Salud energy. And then I went up to the front because I saw Señor Raúl. And I was talking to him and like because he hadn't seen us either. And like we were just kind of getting saying our hellos and stuff like that. And through that mid conversation, the coordinators are like, ya llegó Pau, que no voltea Mario. And I'm in the front of the church and I'm like, I'm supposed to walk back. So I'm like, do I walk backwards? What do I do? They're like, no van a entrar todavía. Just walk and then like stare towards the front. And the whole time,
So you're the reason I had to wait in the car.
yeah. So I finally get to the front and like everybody just starts poking fun of me. It's like, Mario, ¿quieres voltear, verdad? You want to turn around, huh, Mario? You want to turn around? It's like, turn around. It's okay. Turn around. It's okay. And I'm like, fuck. Now I'm sweating. Marisa comes with the essential oil. She goes, respira.
Yeah.
And like finally, that felt like an eternity.
It did feel like a really long time.
It felt like I was standing there for like a solid 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming they wanted to get everybody in because I kept on seeing people like walk by, get in their seats. they were also dividing because a lot of people were coming in through the left side of
Yeah.
the
The
church.
wrong way.
Yeah.
I actually had to tell them something because everybody kept like going to the left, like they would walk in and go left instead
Mhm.
of right because my dress was already there. So in
Yeah.
order to like avoid the like
Yeah.
going around my dress, and so I told the coordinator, I was like, hey, it's looking really heavy on the left side. Like, can we split
'em.
some people
Yeah.
out? And so then I saw that they went to like move people.
Yeah. So like that part of like right before the mass started, like just felt like fucking forever.
I bet.
And then finally it starts and we're walking and they're like, when you get to the front, don't turn around. So I'm just there like anxious as hell. And I'm like, I want to turn around. I want to turn around. I want to turn around. And then finally it's my cue to turn around and I miss it.
Of course
you would.
It was a fucking Karim Leon moment all over again. They're like, Mario voltea. And I don't know where my head was.
Did you have like a thing on, or where were they talking to you?
No, they were just talking to me.
Oh, like
the
they were right
coordinators
there.
like so
Oh,
close.
okay.
Yeah. And then I don't know.
Wait.
Yeah. I was in La La Land. Like fucking, I don't know. My ADHD was like kicking hard. This is the taste salud. And like, I nomás no las escuché. Like maybe by like the third time my mom hit me and she was like, despierta. And then that's when I turned around. And then, yeah, it was just, and it just started, you know? And I think like you walking down the aisle, it was just like, because of like how we just talked about, because I didn't have a lot of the things leading up to the wedding, like that moment was just so
Monumental.
rush.
yeah,
It's more
and it was
monumental
just
for you.
it was like a rush of like just so many emotions. It was like at one point I it was like a nostalgic feeling because like you're like, oh shit, 7 years of dating and like now we're here.
Aw.
And then like you just start thinking of like all these things and like all the wedding planning. I think I have the original picture of when we talked to Marisa, and I was like, oh shit, like this is it. This is the moment. Like now it's here. And the next thing you know, I started fucking crying. And I'm trying to hold it in because like I'm also I'm not an obnoxious crier, but I'm definitely the crier. So I was like, shit, I don't want to. Yeah. And then like I was creeping closer and creeping closer, and I was like, get it together. Because I also don't want to be crying and like hugging my suegra and Yolis and Pao and like now these pictures, and I'm just like a fuck, like that picture of the lady with the mascara.
Yeah.
Like there's Mario, like I'm sending it to Jesus right now. I'm like, now that's how I feel. And then I just start getting into my head because now I'm anxious, I'm nervous, there's so many emotions. I'm like, you're gonna start sweating. I'm like, damn, adding one more thing to my plate.
Meanwhile, she's gliding down the aisle. She's like, fuck yeah, I coordinated all this. There was something so powerful about your walk where you were just like, yeah, like I did this shit.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know
That's
what
funny.
it was, but you had this like aura, but yours was so much softer.
Yeah.
It was like, so like I wanted to hug him. I was like,
You're not the only one that said that, actually.
like,
Yeah.
like so much about you. I was just like, come here. But you were just like, yeah,
We're
it's
here.
my fucking day.
Yeah, like, that's how I felt though. Like walking down the aisle, it was like, okay, like this is really what we've been planning for and like what I've dreamt of and thought of for so long. And it was like, it's here. And like, I'm so happy that it's here, you know? And so like I was walking down the aisle and like Mario was keeping it together and I was like, oh, like maybe he's not gonna cry. And then all of a sudden I just see like his face and I was like, oh, he's gonna start crying. And then at the same time, I could hear like Diego and like our friends, like, you know? And so I could just like, everything was like going on, but it was really funny. And then once I got to the front, I couldn't hear anything. Like you could not hear anything.
Oh, wow.
You couldn't hear anybody talking. Like Diego was like, Melly got mad at us because we kept on cracking jokes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that
dude.
Danny laughed.
Yeah,
and I was like, I never
you
missed Danny's
couldn't-
laugh. And she apparently
Yeah, like Danny has a unique laugh that you wouldn't be able to miss. And I was like, I didn't hear anything. Like nothing. Like me and Pao were talking and I could barely hear her.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And it was just
That
it was
funnel right there.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was just, or maybe it's just like the way the acoustics work in the church, and they're like, no,
Yeah,
nadie
it was
puede
really
escuchar
weird.
aquí.
That's
But
kind of
yeah.
dope though.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
if we were just like so much in our zone of like everything
Yeah.
that was going on, you know? I don't know. But
At
yeah,
one
you
point,
couldn't hear
It
anything.
was really funny because I was hot. And at one point I got up and I had a wedgie. And Diego was like, would you have gotten mad if I would have gotten up and picked your wedgie? And I was like, bro, you would have like saved
my
me.
life.
Yeah, like it would have been such a like funny 5 like minutes, but it would have saved me like a whole lifetime's worth of embarrassment that I had a wedgie the whole time at my wedding.
It was funny because he was like, it's because I would see like Danny get up and fix your dress and your veil and like, who's gonna help Mario? And so Diego was like, I'm the groomsman too. I want to help.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so that was really funny, and I was like, no, but like, what was funny about what was even more funny about that was that when we had the meeting with the priest on Thursday, I started because we kind of did like a little small rehearsal of like exchanging the vows and all that, just to kind of get like to see how like the wedding process was gonna be, and I stutter. And I was getting kind of nervous, so I was, and like plus it's in Spanish, and I was like, I honestly don't know like how
today, Junior.
Dude, so I was like, my Spanish isn't bad, but it was just, I think it was just, I've gone to different weddings where like there's different versions of the vows. So I was like, I don't know what version I'm gonna get. And then when I see it, I'm like, thank God it's the easy one.
Well, then we read it on Thursday.
But so when in my head, when I'm reading it, and I was like, thank God it's the easy one. So like we're practicing, and like I start laughing, like nervous laughing. So we finish, and the priest was like, you know what? Like, it was good. We're going to redo it again, but I'm going to give you a pointer. I'm going to give you a tip. Try not to laugh the day of the wedding. Because he's all, if people see you laugh and they don't know you very well, then they're going to be like, why is this guy laughing? Like, why is this moment so unserious? Little does he know, like in my head, I was like, nothing is really serious to me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the most giggly person ever. Yeah. And I was like, if anything, they would probably think this is a real Mario moment, like me laughing.
Yeah.
So like when Diego said that, and he was like, would you have gotten mad? And I was like, honestly, that would have been another more serious Mario moment where I was like, this would have happened to you. Yeah. So that was like, yeah. But you walking down the aisle was definitely more of a nostalgic kind of rush of like everything, and like everything that we had been planning for a year and a half. I was like, oh my God, it's this is the beginning part of everything. Because we had already had the rompehielo, but it didn't really start feeling real until that moment. We had gotten ready. I had taken the pictures. I had taken the pictures of the groomsmen, and like everything that you're envisioning. And obviously I had never seen her dress. So like everything that you've been envisioning up until that moment, you're like, oh shit, like now it's here.
Yeah.
And you're trying to take it all in too. Cause I was also trying not to like look anywhere else.
Yeah.
Besides her. So the whole time I was trying to be like locked in. Like there's no other time that you're gonna see this. You know, you can see people cry any other day. But like
especially me.
Yeah. But like this specific moment, it's never gonna happen ever again. So I was just trying to like take it all in. And next thing you know, all the emotions just fucking start rushing. You know, and now I'm trying to contain it. And like I'm trying to be quiet. Plus I'm mic'd up. I don't know if I said that earlier. I was mic'd up, yeah. So I didn't want to be in the mic like going yeah. So it was and then after that it just seemed so seamless after that, you know? Even me being hot, like that was my number one like
everything was great.
Yeah.
Everything was really beautiful. We left a little bit before you guys came out because I forgot we got like pocket squares for Kelly, and I was like, can I have one, because I know I'm gonna cry. And I forgot it, and so he had to give me his, but I didn't want to get it too like, I didn't want to get like makeup on it, and I didn't want my makeup to roll off, so I was like, I need to go get my shit together. Like, I'm not okay. So I have mascara running everywhere. So we had to leave and go across the street to a bathroom. Yes. And I had to like go freshen up. And then luckily by the time we came back across, it was like time for you guys to start coming out with all the, and they were like lining up all the people for the candela or calenda. But it was like perfect timing, because I was like, if I don't leave now, I'm not gonna have a moment to like get it together, and I'm gonna look like shit. I'm gonna cry all my makeup
you wouldn't
off.
have been able to tell, like, because I saw you, like you were one of the first people I saw. Is like I walked out and you looked like perfectly fine. Like
your eyes just freshened up. That's why
you did a great job. Thank you. Yeah, the calenda was fun. That was so probably what I was the most excited about when we were like planning the wedding.
I loved the rain.
Yeah,
I think it like
a lot
rained.
Of people said that.
I think it rained at like the perfect time, because we like got out of the mass. I mean, there's no perfect time for it to rain, no. But like I think for the moment,
rain is good luck.
I know.
But
it could have rained while we were in the church. It could have rained once we got to the party.
But then like imagine like it's raining as we're taking the pictures. Like I think like that's what I mean by like the perfect
pictures
time.
are gonna be really cool.
Because like we got out of the church, it still wasn't raining. We were able to get like pretty good content, like as far as like the pictures and the video. And then as we started walking, that's when it started raining. So I really do think it started to rain at such a good moment.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was lit.
Yeah, no, I get it. I know everybody says that. Like everybody says that it was like really nice and like it didn't bother anybody. You know, obviously in like the back of my mind, it was like everybody paid to get their hair and makeup done, and now it's raining.
Yeah,
you know, and like that was like truly like what was on my mind, and it was more of like I didn't care if it rained that day. The 40 minutes of the calenda was the 40 minutes. I didn't want it to rain. You
And
know,
that's
like those
literally
were
when
like,
it rained.
and that's literally the only time it rained.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like, I get it. It's good luck. And that really did just like wash everything away completely because it's like we were out in the rain. It's not like it rained while we were inside somewhere. I get it. It was a beautiful moment. I still very much enjoyed it. It was very much a like, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
But definitely was in like the back of my mind of like everybody's dresses. And then like, well, my dress got destroyed.
Yeah. My dress had like a whole layer of just like wet heaviness at the bottom. But I mean, it dried. Everybody was fine.
Yeah, it seemed like it. Everybody seemed to be very happy with the cocktail hour food and drink. So I think they all forgot about it right away.
Yes.
Yeah. We tried the cocktail hour food like at our tasting, and I remember it like being really good. And I remember thinking like we need to get the things that are the heaviest because people are gonna it's gonna be a while
it was
until
great.
people
It was
eat.
like the little sandwiches, the tamales, it was all delicious.
Yeah.
Like
People
phenomenal.
definitely raved about it. Yeah, I didn't get to try any that day because when they brought it down to me, they had just finished my makeup retouch and we were about to go take pictures. So I was like, I can't. It kind of like your breakfast thing, you know, where it was like, I can't eat right now because like I just got this. But everybody said that it was delicious.
It was amazing. I probably looked like a crackhead because I was like, I want another one of those. I was like, get her.
The cocktail hour is probably what we like had the least control over. I don't even know what it looked like up there.
It was pretty simple.
Yeah.
But it was also cool because it was upstairs, so you could see the wedding venue.
Yeah.
And so we saw like the guy setting up the cigars and like we were able to see it and we were like, what the fuck? Like it's stunning.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was cool to have like that bird's eye view, but it was a good time to regroup because we were all wet.
Yeah. Okay, so then we went to take pictures. So we ended up taking pictures at Otro, the hotel. I, in very Paulina fashion, was like, I need a coffee now. Like I was about to get a headache. Like I could feel it, like it was coming because I didn't get to finish my coffee from the morning. And B, I was just getting tired. Like I was like, okay, it's like,
I got a long day ahead of me. Somebody bring me that iced coffee now.
So with the coordinator that helped us, Lupita, she was there with us during the pictures. She went like down the street to get me one. And yeah, it like brought me back to life for sure. There's like pictures, I'm sure they'll come out where we're like walking back to Berriozábal and I'm like holding the coffee. And then we get back to the venue and it's like finally time to like make the entrance. And this is another thing that like we spent a lot of time on because we didn't know what song we wanted to come into. But I knew I wanted to come in with the saxophonist because I was like, imagine like everybody's standing there and then the saxophonist comes out first and he's like playing the song and then it's us, you know? So we like struggled a little. And then at one point it was like the song kind of just fell into our laps. Like, we're like, clarity makes so much sense.
We were in between two because we wanted like an EDM song, but we also wanted to be like an emotional EDM song. So we were in between You and Me, the Flume remix, and then Clarity. And then at one point, I hit up one of our friends that's a DJ, and I was like, "Is there a way that you could mix both songs?" Because I wanted the Flume emotional, I mean, the You and Me emotional aspect of the song, but I also wanted the Clarity drop and kind of like that peak moment in Clarity, because the You and Me remix doesn't have
It doesn't
any
have-
It doesn't have a drop like
no,
that.
it doesn't have a peak. So I was like, I want the peak of Clarity, but I also want the emotional aspect of You and Me. But we just never ended up using it. I liked the mix that he did, but we just didn't. The saxophonist also had to learn the song. So there was just, by the time I asked him, by the time it was done and the time of the wedding, like there was just, it was probably like a week realistically.
Yeah.
So I felt bad for the saxophonist and I was like, I'm not going to make him learn this.
Yeah.
So then we ended up just choosing Clarity, which was perfect, you know?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool that Alberto, the saxophonist, learned the song for us because he didn't know it. But he was like, "Yeah, I'll practice it. Like, I'll learn it." And then in that moment, I think it still hadn't hit me. Like the fact that I was married and like this was all happening still hadn't hit me. And I think the moment that it hit me was that moment when I heard Alberto walking out with the sax and it was like our time. I don't know if you guys heard me, but I literally screamed. I was like, holy shit, like this is actually happening, you know? And I was like, ah. And then like it was time for us to walk out. And that was the moment where I was like, okay, like it finally hit me that we're like at our wedding date, you know? And then so then we walked out and like did the whole little rounds and then like did that. And then I hadn't heard Mario's speech, so I had like no idea what he was gonna say during that speech. Which was very nice, by the way.
Thanks. I practiced it really. Practiced it a lot.
You did. He was so nervous about it too. And I was like, I'm just gonna pull it out of my ass. But once I knew, I didn't think we were gonna give like a full on speech like that. Like I was gonna say thank you and like enjoy and everything, you know? But once he was like, I wrote a speech and it's 4 minutes long, I was like, oh, I was like, that's too much. Like, if I give a speech now too, it's gonna be like 10 minutes of speeches. I was like, you
take it away.
Yeah, so that's why I said that at the.
And it was only 4 minutes long because I knew there needed to be pauses, and I was like, the pauses need to be like exact. Like I had that shit down to a science. I ran it through ChatGPT. And I was like, does this make sense? What about a pause here? Like you should see that ChatGPT.
That's hilarious.
that thread because it like goes on forever.
Yeah, so
and there's things that I like left out too because I tried to condense it because at one point I was like, I'm getting bored. If I'm getting bored, then like people are gonna get bored.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I let him do his thing. And then that's why I just said, like, thank you. And then the dinner, I was so excited for that soup. Like, all I wanted
soup was
that
bomb.
Soup. Yeah. And I was like really grateful that I knew that towards the end of the dinner, people were going to start coming up to the table. So I really was grateful that they started serving us first. And so like we got to eat. And I'm so happy that we got to sit there and actually enjoy the dinner and like enjoy the music and everything. Because I've been to weddings where the bride and groom are standing the entire time of their dinner because people are going up to them taking pictures, you know? So
what happened at our friend's Blanco wedding where people were kept on going up to them. And I felt so bad because I wanted a picture with them too, but like people were going up to them like, and they had a bigger wedding than we did. Like they had a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel so bad because they just look so like done.
I feel like that's a well-known thing though, that people are just like, yeah, you don't eat at your wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they do. And people would tell me like, make sure they give you food, make sure they take your food to like your room before, because you're not going to sit down and
remember during the planning process, I told Paulina, I was like, you know what, this happens so much. And in our experience with other weddings, the bride and groom don't get to enjoy the food. And I told Bao, I was like, what if,
I'll be damned.
Yeah, well, I told Bao, I was like, what if we plan to eat in that little room and then do the walkout or like eat while everybody's eating and have that kind of like intimate moment alone? But it just didn't make sense. And like there was just so much going on throughout that whole night. It's just like, I was just like, whatever, let's just eat with everybody.
Coordinators knew what they were doing. They handled that shit perfectly. Like they knew exactly what was going to happen. And like, I do think that everybody also had a lot of respect for us that day and didn't get up, because anybody could have gotten up. I'm sure the coordinators would have like done something about it if that would have been the case. But I think everybody was just like, let's let them have like their moment. And I think also what helped is that the saxophonist was on. And so he was keeping people entertained. And so it was like, there's too much going on for me to get up right now.
People were taking videos of him. Yeah. And even when I went up, it wasn't with the purpose of like, I want a picture with you. It was like, I crouched down at your table level and I was like, I just want to hang out with you.
Say hi. Yeah, I just want to be here. Yeah, 100%. And I really appreciated that moment. But yeah, I knew that the minute somebody asked us for a picture, everybody was going to start asking us for a picture. And it did happen, luckily, after the dinner and stuff, you know. But the DJ was playing some bangers and I was like, and I'm standing here taking a picture.
He was when we were taking the pictures with everybody.
I saw it in your face at one point, and I was like, I need to get in there to be the last photo because otherwise I'm going to miss my chance. She's done.
Yeah, but no, but once he was playing like really good music, and I was like,
la de 45 grados. And that's my shit. And I was like, no,
and I was like, we're here taking pictures at our own damn wedding. I know. I want to be out on the damn. Where's Latrell?
But it was perfect because we had to do it, you know, and it was good. There was still sunlight. I didn't look like a mess yet, you know, like it was a perfect moment to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we got it. I think there's pictures I missed, and if there's not, I'll have somebody Photoshop one of them into the picture. We'll figure it out, you know. But I'm sure there's pictures in there that we missed, but I'm very glad that we got that chance to like get those pictures in, and then that's it. And then the party started, and like it just never
didn't
stopped.
end.
It
literally just didn't
even
end.
like the dances felt like it went by really fast. The
they
speeches
did.
Felt like it went by really fast. Everyone was like, I'm gonna cry. I cried when Hannah was up there.
Yeah, she was sweet.
I know. Katia was like, did you cry during the speeches? And I was like, no. Like my eyes got a little watery when Hannah was giving the speech, and like my eyes got a little watery with like the speeches in general, like with all of them, but I didn't actually like fully cry. Again, I'm not a public crier. Like I cry, but just not. I just don't
in
do
private.
well. Yeah, especially with that many people and that many eyes on me. Like if it was somebody else's wedding and I was like crying because of it, like then I probably would have. But it's just like makes me really nervous when people are staring at me and I'm crying. Like I don't. And then I also had like my makeup that I had to worry about and like all these things.
It's
and
okay.
so,
Patrick cried enough for everybody.
Yeah, well, that's what Katia was like.
Wept.
Katia was like, I cried the whole day. Don't worry, I cried for you. Danny was like, dude, amiga, I didn't stop crying like all freaking day.
Yes.
You guys,
I cried. I cried the whole time at the church. Patrick cried the whole time at the table. So we got you.
And that it's funny, but it's like it makes me so grateful to like know that we're surrounded by so many people that like care about us so deeply, that like spent the entire day crying for us, you know, or like crying at the moment. So
yeah, it was really sweet. It was moving. Yeah.
The energy I think was amazing. I have to talk about like my all-time favorite movie. I mean, my all-time favorite moment of the night, but we'll get there. But it was just like the energy in the space the entire time. I thought was just like really good energy the whole time.
The hour by hour just felt so fast, but like I knew everything that was going on, but like it was happening so quick that I forgot that the timestamps, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is next," and I would like get excited.
Gabe actually was like, you could tell that throughout the night you were like ticking boxes, and Mario was like, "Wow!" So he was like, I didn't know if he actually knew what was happening next or if he was just getting excited. And I was like, I think it was a little bit of both. I think he would forget what was next, but he definitely knew what was going to happen. And for me, it was like, okay, Doctor Simi, okay, elotes are done. Like now we're like moving on to the next one, you know? So it's funny how people that like know us so well can like pick up on those cues of like just by watching like what we're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the merch station. I'm really glad that we ended up doing. I went back and forth on the merch station.
It was really cool.
But I'm glad that we ended up doing it. We DIY'd the tote bags, but we did like get the shirts and the hats made.
Okay.
And then of course like the little bottles. Like I made the stickers. Those stickers were the fucking death of me.
I was making the stickers, and at one point I was like, I'm gonna go into the room and just let you unwind
well,
here.
because it's also like my first time owning a Cricut, so I was like figuring out the Cricut, and then like the stickers. Like there was definitely, I think, something wrong with the batch of like sticker paper that I got, because I had bought 2 different batches, and the first one worked perfectly, and then when I opened the second box, like that's where my issue was. So I was like, what is happening that I literally finished all these stickers and it worked, and like these aren't, you know? But anyways, I loved them and they came out super cute.
It was all great.
I thought it was so funny that people like stuck them onto each other, like onto themselves. And then when we came out with when I did the bouquet toss, that was seriously like my all-time favorite moment of the entire night. Like it was like, I understand why a DJ is a DJ. Like the amount of energy that's coming at you from all of these people in front of you is like wild. And like if my adrenaline was at all like coming back down, like it shot back up like crazy, because it was just like so cool to see the entire wedding in front of us, because everybody got up from the chair. Like there was not one person missing from that dance floor. And like normally when it's a bouquet toss, like everybody kind of leaves and you're left with like 10 people, you know?
For sure.
And I think the fact that we didn't announce that it was the bouquet toss like really helped that. But that kind of just happened naturally. Like we didn't plan that. That was something that kind of just like happened. And so it was cool because then like everybody was still there for us to throw the Dr. Simis, because if like if people would have left, then it wouldn't have been as easy to like get people back onto the dance floor. And then we got the CO2 guns and everybody was still standing there.
Yeah.
So it was like, it flowed so perfectly. And it was like the one part of the night that we didn't like even plan, you know? Yeah. So it was like nice to like see it still kind of flow, knowing that we didn't like actually plan for that to happen. But yeah, it was cool.
It was really fun.
The churros were really good. The esquites were really good. What else did we have? The midnight food was so good. That la ayuda and those tacos. I am a kind of person that expects nothing from a taco outside of Tijuana. Like I think Tijuana, I am your typical like,
there's nothing beats a Tijuana tacos.
Yeah, like nothing beats a Tijuana taco. Like it has so much flavor. You can't tell me that anybody has better tacos. But those tacos from the Torna Fiesta is what they call it, were so good. I don't know if I was just like, I don't know, but I thought they were really good. And the tlayuda was good too.
I ate mine cold because when that started coming out, the DJ started playing like a little bit more EDM, like hard EDM.
Yeah.
So I was like, of course, I'm like the only one, like that's like me, Tabor, and like 3 other people that are like, actually enjoying
you
this.
guys are
right?
having the time of your life.
But I was like, I also like, I don't know, like I like this music. I'm gonna enjoy it. But and then I was like, whatever, I'll just leave it there and I'll eat it later. And like even eating it cold, it was still pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember them being really good, and I remember like really enjoying them. I was also a little hungry by that time because I ate some esquites, but I didn't eat churros. Like I just wasn't hungry at that time, and I
Yeah.
took the churros that we made for the video, and I gave them to my grandma because she also like hadn't been getting up. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna take these to my grandma, and I'll come back and get
Yeah.
some. But I just didn't go back to get any, and so I just tried the ones that we had made. And I think by the time that the food came out, I was getting a little hungry. I remember them being pretty good. And then we came out with we did the aliens.
Mhm.
Those
Yeah.
were a hit. And then people loved those aliens. It was
Yeah.
so funny. It was such
So
a last
random, I
minute.
love
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
It was such a last minute addition too, because when I was ordering the LED sticks, I was like, well, what goes better with like LED than aliens, you know? And I found them on Amazon. And people were like really loving it. I thought it was so funny that at the end of the night, Lizzie was like dancing with one, y todo desinflado.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even inflated anymore. And then, well, the last happening finally was the one that we did with the face cutouts, which was super cute. And then these
Those
shirts
were
that
so
we're all
fun.
wearing. The guys wore Mario, and the
Mhm.
girls
And the
wore
girls
Paulina.
were Paulina. And I was telling her earlier, it was funny because we would come out and you could tell that some people were like, what the fuck are you wearing? Because we were wearing like bike shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then when they realized what was on the t-shirt, they were like, oh, they were like, I want one of those. I was like, this
Too
is not
bad.
from the
Yeah.
merch
Limited
booth.
edition. You can't get
This
this.
is one of one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was fun. Definitely the best hype people that we could have asked for that happening. And then we pulled
It
a
was
couple
fun.
extras, and everybody like did
Yeah.
a great.
It was
Great
great.
job
That was
at
a great
hyping it up.
squad.
No, but I think overall, because we're creeping up on 2 hours, I think like overall,
It is what
Part
it
two.
is. Yeah.
I think like overall, it was just such a great experience. I don't think either of us, like me and Pao, feel like there was something that was like left out or like we could have done
As
better.
a guest, I agree.
Or like there was nothing where I'm like, damn, I regret not doing this or doing this. I think everything was just felt so like seamless and beautiful and perfect. And looking around and like at one point I did have to like, because I was on the dance floor so long, I was like, I didn't have a moment where I just like took it all in.
Yeah.
And
I
that,
had a few of those.
and that moment where the bouquet toss and everything, like that moment, I was like, holy shit, kind of that same feeling of like, and it kind of like, it was that moment I was like, damn, it kind of revamped like that feeling of wanting to be a DJ, because it did give me that like, oh shit, this is
Yeah.
what it feels like to like give people so much energy.
Yeah.
And I was like, but then that was probably like the only moment where I was able to take it all in. And I was like, holy shit, again, all these people are here for us. They're enjoying themselves. At this point, everybody's drunk out of their fucking minds.
Yeah.
You know,
We were lit.
Yeah, everybody's just enjoying and taking in this moment where I had to like embrace it, you
Mhm.
know? And then it was just such an amazing moment. And like, shout out to all the people who actually brought the energy too. It was like fucking Josue did not leave the dance floor.
Yeah.
Neither did
Lizzie
Tabor.
and Lizzie,
Tabor.
Edgar, Tabor, holy shit! Like Josue sent me a screenshot of how many steps he had, and it was like close to 30,000
Yeah.
steps.
Oh, hell yeah.
And like he's like, and I'm pretty sure it was off because like he didn't. I don't think he had the watch. He just had the phone, and the phone's always off.
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
Yeah, so I was like, I'm pretty sure it was like close to like 50, but like
Mhm.
people who like they're like the prime example, like you guys too, obviously, but it was like they were like such a prime example of what you need to be when someone invites you to a wedding.
Yeah.
You know, like you're just bringing so much energy and like the vibes. And it was funny because it brought me back to the moment of like when Issa was like, dude, you stole the show at the wedding. Where I was like, well, maybe I'm the guest that you're supposed to have, you know? Like,
Yeah.
imagínate que hueva invitas a alguien y nomás están ahí con la cara de Fuji o están
Sí.
sentados and they're like not vibing. And especially when it comes to like something that intimate and so special, is like people are inviting you to this for a reason, and then like you're not enjoying it, and like so much thought and energy and like the process goes into like the wedding, and like you spend so much time to the attention of detail for you not to enjoy it. Like that's crazy.
That's like
Yeah.
that's how you say thank you
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
how thoughtful everything
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
so like
It
at the
is.
end of the night,
my ankles were swollen. I just needed 5 minutes.
No,
Okay.
and see,
No.
here's that's the thing. Like, that's where Mario and I are very different. Like, I know people experience things differently, and so I just want people to have a good time in what their definition of a good time is.
Yes.
You know, so like I know that yes, I like obviously if nobody would have been on the dance floor, or
Yeah,
if like
different story.
there wasn't a point of the night where everybody was on the dance floor, I would have been like, what the fuck. But
Yeah.
because 90% of the time there were people on, like there was a lot of people on the dance floor. I was okay when I would see, like, look around and see people sitting, you know?
I'm just an extremist.
Yeah, no, you are. And you are. But there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I agree. I think that people do need to bring energy to spaces. And those type of people are the people that make the night for a lot of people, not just yourself or your partner or the bride and the groom, you know? Like, a lot of people are like, that person brought the vibes. And like, it makes the night for them.
Yeah, and I appreciate Lizzie so much because it was just like, I would just turn around and next thing you know, her freaking squeezy bottles in my face and I'm taking another shot. And I'm like, Lizzie, no. But like, she just brought so much energy and it was just amazing to like look back at like all the small moments that I had with everybody. Cause like I said, like I felt like I spent so much time with everybody, but I didn't. But then like kind of taking a step back and like enjoying like the little small moments that I did have with everybody that would come up to us and like take a shot or like talk to us or give us a hug or tell us how much fun they were having. Like Melly, Josh's girlfriend, she was like, best fucking wedding I've ever been to. And like those little small moments just make everything so much worth it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, they definitely do. I definitely did. Like, there was a few times throughout the night where I would like stop in my tracks, like whatever I was doing, and I would start like looking around and really just take in like the faces and like people like enjoying their time. And I do have like those like mental memories that I like love, you know, like it's just like the mental picture that I like will hopefully have forever.
Yeah. Which is why we also like did the Dr. Simi so early. Like that was like the first happening because we're like, we also want to get people in the moment where they're like, maybe a little tipsy, but like
sober enough
well they'll remember it because that was out of all the happenings, that was like the one where I was like, this one has to be where everybody remembers it.
One.
That's another example of a struggle of like finding the Dr. Simi, because when we brought the idea, they were like, okay, where do we find a Dr. Simi? And I remember at one point Valeria was like, if I have to go to a freaking Farmacia Similares and ask to rent their costume and wear it myself, like I will, you know? But thankfully we found someone that rented him and we didn't have to do all that. But yeah, that's like another example of like a crazy idea that we were like, this is what we want. Like, how do we get it? And I think because like also being so close to the border and being in between Tijuana and San Diego, like things in Tijuana start to happen before they start to happen in Oaxaca, you know? So I had already seen the Dr. Simi, so it wasn't like that crazy to me.
But to them, they were like,
them, or like the CO2 guns is another example that is like barely making their way down there. So just the fact that we were still able to incorporate those things that maybe if we would have gotten married in Tijuana, it would have been like easier to get or whatever, like means the world. Because those are really those are like the two things that it was like, oh shit, they're not popular out there yet. How do we get them? And we still ended up getting them. So yeah, but it was
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
100 out of 10.
I definitely enjoyed the night like so much.
Yeah, the next morning I was like, man, I really wish I could have been a guest at my own wedding.
Yeah, no one does
That's what
it
I'm
like
saying.
y'all.
Somebody get married in Oaxaca, I'll help you.
Yeah.
We have the perfect team.
Yes, I already know how to do it.
We got the people lined up.
Again, I mean, thank you to everybody who made the trip out there, because I mean, like I said in my speech, like we know traveling wasn't easy. It's not it's not cheap. It's not expensive. It is expensive. It's not cheap. And to shout out to the people who couldn't make it either. You know, like we know a lot of people wanted to make it, but for some reason they just couldn't. Last minute, the people who couldn't make it either, and like that I know really wanted to be there.
We also understand like why things don't like
why it didn't work out.
You know, like it's not like one of my friends was like, I was just like so grateful that you were so like kind when I told you that I couldn't go, and I was like, dude, like I would
what
never,
else am I supposed to
you
be?
know, like when Mario and I started planning this wedding, we knew that there was a possibility that somebody we really wanted to be there wasn't going to be able to be there because of it being a destination or
and
whatever.
even like the last minute efforts too, like I felt bad, like people started trickling off or falling off, or like when we started hunting people down for the RSVPs. And like I was like, okay, now it's time for me to be able to open it up for people who were like on the maybe list. And like they made such like a huge effort to us. Like they were looking at flights, but it was honestly really expensive because there was a lot of people coming from out of the state, like not from California. And they're like, honestly, like we just can't like fit this in our budget in this amount of time. And I was like, dude, cero pedo. Like I completely understand. Like I also feel bad giving you an invite so late. And but like they made the effort. So it was like, shout out to everybody. It was like, it was just such a hard thing to plan too, because we had to like obviously budget it out too. It's like it was just such an amazing experience. Obviously one of one. Like I said, like I wish I could have experienced my wedding,
wedding, yeah.
as a guest.
I wish you could have too.
Yeah.
It was lit.
I know. I watch the videos and it's my favorite thing just watching what people's reactions are. Or like the pictures of like really big groups. Like so much chaos in those pictures, but they're beautiful. Like I love all the chaos in those videos and pictures.
Yeah. And but it really did. Like at one point I feel like I like blacked out, like
Yeah.
not blacked out because like I was drunk, but
No.
blacked out because like there was just so much emotion going on, like so many things going on, things happening over here, family resting over there, DJs playing amazing ass music. I'm trying to like just embrace it all, but at the same time I like blacked out. Yeah. And I
no,
was
that happened to me too.
Yeah.
There's videos like I'll watch videos and I'm like, oh yeah, like that did happen, or like, oh, I did do that. You know, like there are moments where I kind of like blacked out like that too, and I think it's just like the adrenaline rush and like so much happening that your mind doesn't know like what to retain and like what to focus on. But it was a great time. I wish I could relive it.
Yeah. And we will. I mean, hopefully we have I know their turnaround time was about like 8 weeks.
Oh, on the video?
On the 30-minute video.
Party, so get ready.
Like, to be able, I think that's the only time that we'll be able to experience it
one last time.
We're experiencing it as like a third party, realistically, because now we're watching it
and
happen.
we're watching it like other people and like just like the I'm looking forward to that.
I cannot
video.
wait.
And then we saved like the 40-minute.
Well, the 40-minute video is it's gonna go on YouTube anyway.
True.
So,
True.
Yeah.
You guys will all get a little view into the wedding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because also so many people asked us for it too. It's like, oh, we can't wait. Or like people that we met along the way, like Santa Micah was like, I can't wait to see everything.
Oh
or
my
like,
God, yes.
Yeah. So it's
that's
like,
actually, if there's, I have to, sorry, I know we're, this is a long episode, but that is one thing, a piece of advice nobody asked for. When you're planning a wedding, make room for people you meet along the way.
Yeah.
Like on your guest list, think about, okay, my guest list can be this many people. Like give yourself some wiggle room, like add 5 seats in there that you're like, I'm going to kind of leave them unassigned. And if you end up not meeting anybody along the way that you want to invite, then you add in your maybes, you know. But I definitely that's something we struggled with a lot, is that we met so many people in that year and a half. Like you don't realize how many people you meet, and you actually create some kind of like relationship and some kind of connection with that. Like you're like, I would want them at my wedding. Like we're not best friends yet, or we're not, you know, but like I see them being in my future, or even just like right now in this moment, this person is present in my life and I want them to be at the wedding. That was a tough one. I mean, we definitely got to invite some, not all.
It was really difficult, especially with the brand or with Vivir con Huevos, because we meet so many people, you know, in such short amount of times, and you do end up creating so many relationships or like curating these relationships, and like you really don't know who you're gonna like click with,
resonate with,
whereas like, fuck, I really wish this person could have come to the wedding, and like now you're like, damn, you know.
Se te durmió.
I know. It's
Sorry,
such a long,
I know it's been a long episode.
I was actually gonna end it like if you had any advice for like people getting married. So I mean, it kind of ended it perfectly.
That is definitely my biggest.
Or maybe
piece of
something
advice.
you regretted because maybe I missed something. But no,
I definitely didn't regret anything. I think everything was perfect and should have been the way that it ended up being. But I do think that if there was one thing that kind of stressed me out a little, was like not being able to invite people along the way. And just like just being able to include them, or being able to include them too late, and then it would like cause them to not be able to go. So that is my biggest piece of advice. And the other one would be to get a wedding coordinator that knows her shit.
No, honestly, Marisa, and the whole team, like just obviously because it's Marisa and her group, but it's like her group did an amazing job. And I guess coming from semi-alcoholic is don't drink at your wedding. Don't drink at your wedding. At least make it a point.
You crushed it. Yeah. Proud of you.
Thank you so much, because it was really hard. It was really hard not to.
Yeah.
But I mean, what I mean by is don't drink is like don't make your cup an actual drinking cup. Your designated cup an actual drinking cup. Like
people will come up to you.
Yeah, like I had shots left and right, and that was my that was my consumption. That's what I told myself. You're only going to consume the shots that people give you. And like after a while, like I started like getting tequila sodas. I think we talked about it, but I was like, I am so glad that my cup was like water 90% of the time. But not drinking at your wedding was like definitely the biggest thing. Cause like we all know how it feels to black out and to get drunk. And it's like, this is the one time that you're like,
you don't want to do that.
you don't want to do it at your wedding, you know? And I saw so many TikToks of people like just plastered, like throwing up the bride and groom, un sin camisa, the bride's dress is all fucked up. To wake up the next day and not remember anything or just remember half of it, like that sucks, you know? Or just like literally living it through content. Like to me would have been just such a waste of money.
Yeah.
You know, and so I was like, I'm really happy that we made the choice of not drinking as much, you know, or you know, because I could have easily taken it overboard.
Yeah.
And
people kept telling us like, oh, pues los van a cargar, like the vendors, like the photographer and videographers, we were talking to them about like the alcohol and stuff. And they were like, los van a cargar de salida. And I was like, no, that's not the goal.
even our waiter was like, seguro que nomás quieres agua? And I was like, water all night until I tell you. And I was like, even if someone tells you, prepararle algo, like, don't listen to them. It's like, I need water.
Yeah.
And
there was enough shots out there to like definitely get like
we
on
got
a good level.
Yeah, and even with like the sprinkling water, the sparkling water, I was at one point going to get sparkling water, but I think that would have like triggered my want of wanting it to be spiked, that I was like, no, I just need like 100% like natural water.
Yeah.
Overall, thank you to everybody. Baby, do you want to say anything? One last...
I still have so much to say.
Yeah. And we really could like go on forever.
Yeah. No, I think I had an amazing time. It makes me really happy to know that everybody had a good time too. My focus was my guests for a lot of the things that I did. I mean, up until the last day where I was like, all right, it is about us now, like Mario and I wanted to make sure that everybody felt celebrated as well, because I celebrate my people and I love giving my people their flowers. And I think that knowing that there was so many, because there was a lot of birthdays in September. Like once we did the list, I was like, oh my God, so many people with birthdays and
anniversaries too. You did. That was really sweet.
Yeah. To me, it was like knowing that you could have been doing anything else for your birthday, you know, like maybe it's not your birthday day or your birthday weekend, but people plan that month for their birthdays, whether they go on a trip or they go, you know, they may do a party. Like maybe you didn't spend money on a party for your birthday because you were spending money to go to the wedding, or you didn't get to take that anniversary trip because this became your anniversary trip, but you're here celebrating us, you know? So to me, it was like really, really, really important to somehow find a way to celebrate those birthdays and anniversaries, as well as everybody that was there with like the thank you cards, where it was just like, I'm very appreciative of everybody that made it out, as much as I am for people that ended up not making it because of whatever reason it was. Like I still like not appreciative of them. They were very supportive throughout the process and stuff, you know, but it was just at the wedding for who was there. It was very important for me to like make sure that it was known that they're all always going to be celebrated in my life. And like in this home, like always welcome, and celebrations will always be here for them, you know? So
we're as selfish as we wanted to be. Like, I think we also, like Paulina said, like echoing what she said. It's like we really wanted to celebrate our friends, because it is such an expense to go out there. And like Paul said, it's like you could have been doing a million other things, but here we are, we're celebrating such a big part of our lives, and like giving you 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever it was, to just celebrate you. You know, their birthdays, their anniversaries meant so much, because you were already spending the day with us. You're already spending and sacrificing so much to be there. Like, why wouldn't I not give you 5 minutes to celebrate you?
As a little cake.
Yeah, as selfish,
little candle and
as selfish as we wanted to be, it would have also been too selfish to not celebrate you. On your special day. Like at the end of the day, it's ¿qué me costaba o qué nos costaba darte 2 segundos?
Sí.
Yeah.
And during a part that was like not insignificant, but it was just during a part where everybody was eating. It was just a small, intimate moment.
When I saw them coming out, I was like, wait, I want to go say happy birthday. But yeah,
like
it was
people
just
are
like,
there celebrating you. Like take the moment to like celebrate your guests too, you know, like as selfish as you want to be, like come off as a groomzilla, bridezilla. Like, yeah, you want to be selfish, but like, nada te cuesta. It's like people are there to celebrate you, and you should be able to appreciate them too, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's no judgment. Like, I get it. Planning a wedding is expensive and it's a lot of work. And yeah, people are there for you, but it's not in my nature to not celebrate my people. So I knew I had to do something for them, you know? And as much as everybody there. So like when we planned this wedding, like the Dr. Simi, for example, like it was like, dude, Hernan and Diego are gonna lose it when they see Dr. Simi come out, you know? And like, I wanted to make sure that I got their reactions when like we were coming out with Dr. Simi, because I knew that was like going to be such a moment for them, even as much as it was for us and everybody else. It was like very specific moments where I was thinking of very specific people, because like, it's just, that's what we like to do. Like that's, in my opinion, that's why, not to toot my own horn, but like when we have parties, they're always really good parties. But because we're always thinking about everybody else, and so everybody enjoys it because they have that moment of feeling that like, oh, that was cool, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just
that you had us in mind.
what a good host does.
I'm gonna out myself real quick.
What?
One last thing. I know I keep saying that.
I
we're
know,
like
it's okay. We're gonna have to split this. It's okay. Two episodes.
I'm gonna out myself real quick. When we did the Ramo toss with the Dr. Simis, I knew who was behind me.
I know you did.
I knew. I don't throw that way. Okay, I played sports my entire fucking life, and I had specific people in mind, and I like aligned myself to, and I like hit the people that I had in mind.
Yeah.
It was like once Jess got it, and I was like, this is exactly the people who I had in mind that I wanted them to catch.
Well, because they're the ones we thought about when we were thinking of the Dr. Simi,
yeah, there was like 3
I said
people,
Hernán and Diego,
and
but there was more.
I turned around really quick to see where they were to like kind of scout the area, and once I located them, I was like, all right, kind of like, you know, to get it to them.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I had so much fun planning it for our guests.
Yeah.
As much as it was for us and like celebrating us, to me, it was more like we're doing this for
I think to like encapsulate it, it was just, we were so adamant about curating a moment for people to leave this wedding to be like, holy shit, this no era la boda del año, era la boda de tu vida.
Yeah.
It was like, I wanted you to leave this fucking wedding saying Mario and Pao should get married again.
Yeah. I remember I told my mom like, I want people to leave this wedding thinking to themselves like, pinche boda del siglo, o sea, best wedding ever. And she was like, ay, okay, Paulina, like, doubtful, you know? And I was like,
nailed it.
Bet. Yeah. Bet, mom, bet.
And we keep on dragging this on, but it was a 3-day banger, and I was like, I want each moment to be significant.
I mean, I went down to like, even when we were creating like we did like a vibe playlist for the DJ. Like we were throwing songs in there, and it was like, esta canción para esta persona, like J Balvin because Sylvia likes J Balvin. Like it was just like, you know, because again, those are the moments that are gonna make people feel like that was
even like
the
Rock,
best
like there's like very few people in our lives, but like I was like, no, we have to have like
the rock music,
some sort of rock, because I was like thinking of certain people
like Maná, like there was very specific people too, you know, where it was like obviously like cumbias for your family, and like when they came on, like they were all on the dance floor, and it was nice, you know, and like the DJ played cumbias for longer than I expected him to, but because like he read the room and people were enjoying it and people were dancing, you know, so yeah, very specific things, celebrations for everybody for sure, like everybody that helped us, and like the captains, like people that we made captains. I was like, I know you're gonna bring the best energy.
That was fun.
Like just another way to include people. Like if you want to include people in your wedding, that is a really nice way of including people and like making them feel like part of, you know. So I'd do it all over again. I joke and say I wouldn't, but I really would. But somebody else's money.
Yeah.
But somebody I care about.
Someone else's money.
Yeah.
No, but overall, we're glad everybody had fun. We accomplished what we set our mission out to be. So
yeah,
we loved it. We loved every moment. We appreciate everybody who was involved. It was really hard keeping my mouth shut for a year about all the fucking plans.
I'm surprised how surprised I was, considering how much time
I'm surprised.
It was hard. It was hard.
I'm surprised I kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
So it was funny because I didn't keep on dragging this, but it was funny. Hernán and Diego and like Jess and Carlos, like they love Dr. Simi so much, and it was funny because like sometimes they would send us things about Dr. Simi or like, and I was like, just wait. I can't tell you, but just wait. Yeah. And like it took so much willpower to not tell them, oh dude, there's gonna be like the Simi at my wedding.
We just on their cards, we were like, we want you on the dance floor at 8 p.m. sharp. Like,
oh shit,
there. Yeah,
I love that.
But guys, honestly, thank you to everybody who attended the wedding. Thank you to everybody who sent us their best wishes. Everybody, at least on the Vive con Huevo side, that has sent us so many DMs, wishing us the best. And people who couldn't make it, we appreciate you guys. We understand that you couldn't make it for a reason. Obviously, no fucking hard feelings. We're still friends with everybody. We gotta leave because Sylvia's getting the wormies.
I need to get us done.
But yeah, so I'll just leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for all the love, for all the best wishes, and we won't see you next time because we're not gonna get married again. But we will throw some sick ass parties.
We'll throw another party one day. Not yet, but one day.
But guys, como siempre, live your best life, fight your fears. At the end of the day, the only thing that you regret are the things that you did not do. So vive con huevos, guys. We're finally out of here. We love you.
See ya.
Peace.
I need to walk.
I'm also-
Sylvia has abs in her back. Bye.
Woo!